Okay, I'm back with another video. So a few of you suggested me to do this paper, the Terengganu maths paper, right? So this video, we will do the Terengganu maths trial together. So this is maths Terengganu, okay, Terengganu 2024, and this is paper 2, okay? So let's start. Uh, Question number 1. Okay, let's read the question. Number 1, diagram 1 shows a combination composite solid of prism and a cuboid. So this is the prism, this is the cuboid. JKBCDAPSRQ is a vertical uniform cross section. So let's check. JKBCDAPSRQ, where is it? JKBCDASRQ. So this one is the uniform cross section. So yeah, right? What's the meaning of cross section? It means this shape. There is another shape with the same size like this right behind it. Yeah. So you can see behind it is there is another shape that looks exactly like this, same size. That's what it means by cross section. Okay. Okay. Next. BCEL is a horizontal plane. Let's check where's BCEL. BCEL is a horizontal plane. Okay, this is not important. And then they say RUVQ and ADFG inclined plane. RUVQ is this one. ED ADFG is this one. Incline. Incline means dia sengit lah. Okay, dia sengit. Alright. So far nothing important here to label. Yeah, there's nothing to label here. They're just trying to tell us everything they tell us here is like obvious. Okay, things that are very obvious to us. So I can just skip that part and then see what it says here. Draw to full scale the elevation of composite solid on a vertical plane parallel to JKBC as viewed from X. So they want you to draw draw from if you view from X, draw the pandangan lah, ataupun you draw the view. Okay, draw the view from if you tengok dari X, if you tengok from X. So you need ruler for this, right? Definitely you need ruler because later you have to draw to full scale. It means all the cm, everything, all you have to measure exactly that cm because full scale mah. Okay. All right. Before you start, let's try to imagine what will be the view from X. So the view from X, you tengok dari sini, right? So if you tengok dari sini, what you see first is this surface, and of course you will see this surface also, right? And is there any other surface? No, this is only the only two surface you will see. What about the surface behind? Okay, this surface behind you won't be able to see it because it's directly behind this surface. So the behind trapezium will get covered by this. Same with this pentagon, right? Because it has 5 sides. So this 5 sides pentagon also it's directly behind this trapezium. That's why everything the surface at the back you won't be able to see it. So all you see is this and this, but you need to know the exact length for all these sides to be able to draw the view later. So this is 3 cm, 5 cm, 5 cm, 3 cm. Okay, and then this one is 6, 4. Okay, this one I need to know the length. Oh, by the way, this is 6. So I think the 6 is referring from the whole line. It's not from P to B. It's from A to B. So because I already know S to K is 5, it means this is only 5. But since the whole line is 6, this must be 1, right? And then what about the length here? Okay, the length here would be 7. Yeah, because it's same length with here, right? And you can see this 7 is not same with the 6. Yeah, because remember they told you this is an inclined plane. It means this side is shorter. That's why this is 6 and this side is longer, 7. That is why you end up with a sengit line here. And it ends up with a sengit plane. Okay, makes sense, huh? Alright, I think I have every panjang I need already. So all the length that I need, I already have it. So now I can start drawing. So I'll draw using ruler. So first I'll draw this shape out, right? So I recommend you don't draw this sengit line first. You draw the 3 cm, 5 cm, 5 cm, this one first. 3, 5, 5, right? So you just draw 3 cm line like this, draw a 5 cm line like this, and then draw another 5 cm line like this, right? But make sure you use ruler, and also make sure you measure 5 cm, all right? I won't be able to do it because I'm using laptop, right? And also I want to do it fast. I don't want to waste your time, so I'll just do it fast like that. But you have to draw using full scale, okay? So make sure you measure 3 cm here, and it has to be exactly 5 cm here, here also 5 cm, and make sure it's 90 degree, all right? 90 degree. That's why you have to use ruler, okay? And then here you have to draw a line 3 cm go there, right? So same thing, take your ruler, measure 3 cm and draw it. And make sure it's like very cantik one, it has to be 90, apa? Has to be 90 degree. Okay, 90 degree. Okay. Alright, so lebih kurang macam tu. And then after you are done, now only you draw the second line, right? So that is why you don't need to know the length of this line, because you can just, if you draw this last, then you don't need to know the length, right? You just join these two vertex together and then done already, right? Okay, there's another shape you need to draw, which is this trapezium right here, but it's right, how to say, it's like they are sticking together, right? Yeah, they are, how to say, they are joined together. So it means this line later, this 5 will be this 5, and you just have to tambah 1 cm here. So what I will do is I'll just tambah 1 cm. Okay, so like this, right? Use your ruler, okay, 1 cm like this, right? So the whole line is 6 cm, right? And I recommend don't draw this line first. This one draw last, because if you draw now later, you won't be able to, you don't know the length, and also you don't know how many degree, like how sengit is the line, is like, it's very hard to predict. So that's why don't draw that one first. What about drawing this 4 cm line first, right? So just draw a 4 cm line. Okay, all right. It has to be exactly 4 cm. So use your ruler and then go up 7 cm. Same thing, use your ruler, but make sure you use apa, ruler to measure lah, and also make sure it's 90 degree. So 7 cm will be longer than 6 cm lah. So it will be something like this. Okay, now you can join the second line like this, and then you get the answer. All right. Okay, again, I want to mention I didn't use ruler, right? Because I'm using laptop, right? I just want to do fast. But when you do it in exam, make sure you use ruler and make sure you draw everything nicely, 90 degree, 90 degree, everything like that, right? Because the soalan says draw to full scale. So you have to follow the exact length, and also it has to be exactly 90 degrees. All right. Okay, now the last step is to label all these vertex. So the first vertex I will label is this vertex. Can you see this tajam punya part? So it's D, right? So this must be D. And right behind it is F, right? So D slash F, right? Okay, what about this? This one is belongs to this. So A, all right, is the vertex A, but right behind it is G. So I write A slash G like this. Okay, what about this? This is C slash E, all right? And then this one will be BL, but if you look carefully, there is another vertex, which is K. So it means if you chuchok like this, it will form a straight line, KBL. It means the correct labeling for this will be K slash B slash L like this, KBL, all right? Okay, what about this vertex? This vertex is here, which is S, and is that P or, okay, let me, is that P? Yeah. So if you chuchok a line vertical like this, it will form a line like this, SPT, right? So you have to, you will have to write S first lah, because you will nampak S dulu kan. So S, and then PT is right behind it. So it will be S slash P slash T like this, right? That's this vertex. Okay, what about this? This one, it belongs to this vertex R lah. So R right behind it is U, so R slash U. And then for this is Q slash V. And then the last one is J slash M. Okay, so this is how it should look like. All right. Okay, but use ruler to measure the exact length, and also make sure everything looks nice and everything is 90 degree. Okay, I'm done. That's how you do it. So this is worth 4 marks. Okay, done. Okay, let's continue. Number 2. Diagram 2 shows a graph of quadratic function. This one. Okay, if I'm you, I will straight away expand. Because I can see this 2, there's 2 bracket macam 2, right? So if I am you, I will straight away expand. I don't even care what the soalan wants. Because when I see kalau boleh expand, I will straight away expand. So 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times negative x is negative 2x. 2 times negative, negative 4, right? So this is the equation in general form. So you can see your ABC now. Your A is 2, B is negative 2, C is negative 4. And it makes sense because in the diagram also they label the y-intercept negative 4, right? And then they put a point B here. Okay, let's read what it says here. Point B is the minimum point of the graph. So point B is actually the titik minimum. And you learned before how to find minimum point, right? So how to find minimum point? Got 2 method. Okay, got 2 method. In NMaths, if you take NMaths, got 3 method. Yeah, okay, because in NMaths you learn about completing the square, the vertex form, right? But in mathematics, you only learn 2 method. First method is you find the x-intercept. It means you ganti fx equals 0, and then find the x1 and the x2. It means you find the roots. Okay, you find the roots, or you can say find the x-intercept. It means find this and find this, the x-intercept. Afterwards, you take the x-intercept, both the x-intercept plus together divide 2, right? And after you do that, you will get the x-axis of symmetry. Right? If you take the x-intercept plus together bahagi 2, you will get the axis of symmetry, which is the x coordinate of the turning point. Okay, because if the axis of symmetry line, you already know it, it means you know the x coordinate. And then how to get the y coordinate? Just take the x sub into the equation, right? And then find y lah. It means if you are using this method, you will take the x-intercept plus together divide 2 to get the middle. And then after you get your x coordinate of the turning point, you sub the x into equation, right? Sub back into original equation, and then when you sub x inside, you get your y, and then you get your turning point. So this is the first method, right? Okay, what about the second method? The second method is you use this formula, x equals to negative b over 2a, right? Yeah, you use this formula. And when you use this formula, you can straight away find the x coordinate of the turning point, all right? Or you can also say the axis of symmetry, right? Yeah, this formula will automatically give you the axis of symmetry line, okay? But the axis of symmetry means the axis of symmetry will tell you the x coordinate of the turning point. So it's the same lah. All right, so you can use this formula also. And when you use this formula, trust me, you will get the same answer if you do it. If you do it this way, x-intercept tambah bahagi 2, you will get the same answer. Even if you do it like this, you get same answer. You do it like this, also get same answer, right? And how to get the y coordinate? Because you are finding point, right? Titik. So kena ada x, y. So how to find y? Same like just now lah. You sub the x into y. Sub the x inside the equation, and then calculate for y, and then you get your turning point. All right. Okay, I think I'm done talking. Now I can start to do the question. So A, it says what? Find the equation of axis of symmetry. So I told you there's two methods to find axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry means the x coordinate of the turning point. Okay, because the epoxy symmetry is this line right here. And this line will tell you the x coordinate of the turning point. It means you need to know this number. Okay, this number. Okay, and this number will be the x coordinate of the turning point. But how to find? Okay, got two methods. I will use this method, negative b over 2a, because this method is much more easy when you have the ABC ready. So you already have your b is just take out the equation, you negative 2, and then your a is 2, just put it in like this. So fast, right? You get the answer already. So the answer is negative 2 gives you positive 2, and then 2 times 2, which is 4, right? And then you can cut left with x equals 1 over 2, right? So what they want, axis of symmetry. It means this line right here is x equals 1 over 2. Oh, one more thing. Remember to write x equals. You cannot just write 1 over 2. Cannot. Because for equation of line, dia mesti ada x equal something or y equal something, ataupun y equal mx plus c, like that. So for this line, it's a vertical line. And for vertical line, this is how we write the equation, x equals number. So don't just write 1 over 2. You will lose marks if you just write 1 over 2. Okay, equation of line mesti ada x equals something or y equals something. So you have to write like this. That means the x coordinate of P is 1 over 2 also, because P is the minimum point. So the x coordinate will be 1 over 2 lah, right? Okay, for soalan B, they want you to find coordinate of point B. It means they want to find the full coordinate. Okay, you already know the x coordinate of point B is 1 over 2. How to get the y coordinate? I already tell you just now, right? If you got pay attention to what I say just now, you know how to do it. Just ganti the 1 over 2 inside the equation. So it becomes when x equals to 1 over 2, you sub inside the equation, it becomes f. Okay, all the x just change to 1 over 2. So later it becomes 2 bracket square minus 2 bracket minus 4. Okay, it's come from here one. All right, and then for the x value, you just ganti je lah. 1 over 2, 1 over 2. And now press everything here inside your calculator, and then you will get the answer. Okay, macam mana saya tulis, macam tu lah you tekan. All right, so 2, 1 over 2, tutup bracket square minus 2 bracket 1 over 2, close bracket minus 4. Okay, my calculator give me negative 9 over 2. All right, don't know if you got pressed with me or not, but if you press correctly, this is what you get. All right. This is not the answer. You have to write the full coordinate of point B. So you have to write ... point B. So point B, the full coordinate mesti ada x and y. So you have to write 1 over 2, comma, negative 9 over 2. Okay? This is how we write point. Titik. Right? For soalan A, they never ask for titik. They ask for equation of line. Okay? They ask for equation of symmetry line. So for equation of symmetry line, that's how we write the answer. But B, they ask for coordinate, the full point. Okay, the titik B. So of course we have to write like this, right? This is how we write points. Okay, I think I'm done with this question. So hope you understand. Oh, by the way, if you want to use the other method, feel free. Feel free. Can also just sub the y equals 0, find the x-intercept, and you will get the same answer also. Okay. Okay, so boleh juga lah. Okay, sudah siap. All right, number 3. Let's read. Diagram 3 shows a rhombus. Okay, you need to know something about rhombus. What is rhombus, first of all? Okay, the way I teach my student, I always tell my student, rhombus is a square yang sudah sengit. Right? Okay, what square? Square is like this, right? They must be 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree, and then all four sides same. This is square, right? But what is rhombus? Rhombus is when you sengit the square. When the square is sengit like this, right? But even if the square already sengit, all four sides is still sama panjang. It's still same length. Okay, but it's not 90 degree already lah. Because it's sengit already, right? It's not 90 degree already. Okay. Instead, the angle here and here will not be 90 already. Okay. All right. So that's what you need to know. Oh, one more thing you need to know about rhombus. The opposite side will parallel. Okay, yeah, the opposite sides will parallel to each other. All right, and also all four sides same length. Okay, so I think I can label now all four sides same length, and I will also label using arrow to indicate that they are parallel, right? So to remind me that they are parallel, I will use this arrow. So this line parallel, this line parallel, and parallel means gradient same, same gradient. Okay, next it says O is the origin. Okay, O is 0 0 lah. That means the gradient of straight line CD is -2. Whoa, this information very important. Gradient of CD is -2. Let's go to CD line, this one, and write M equals -2 because gradient means M. Okay, if this line gradient is -2, then the AB gradient also -2 because I told you already these two lines are parallel to each other. They are selari, and selari means what? Kecerunan dia sama, gradient same. So that's why the gradient here same, right? So this is why labeling is very important, right? If you know how to label, you can get another information, right? So imagine if I never label this parallel, then I don't know the gradient for AB. And now you can see soalan A, they want you to find equation of straight line AB. You see, I just and I have the gradient, right? Gradient -2, right? So how to find gradient equation of AB? So AB, the line is a sengit line, right? You can see it's a sengit. And if it's a sengit line like this, then the equation will be y equals mx plus c. Okay? If it's sengit like this or sengit like this, both will be y equals mx plus c. The difference is kalau dia sengit macam tu, the gradient positive. Kalau sengit macam ni, the gradient negative, right? But sir, what if the line is like this or like this? Okay, if the line is like this, completely horizontal, the equation will be y equals number. For like this, it will be x equals number. Okay, maksudnya dia takkan jadi y equals mx plus c lah. Dia akan jadi x equals number ataupun y equals number depending on whether it's horizontal or vertical. Okay. Okay, but for this line right here, AB is definitely y equals mx plus c. And you need to find the m and c. Alright. Because equation memang macam tu. You kena cari M dengan C, then baru you masukkan, then baru sudah siap. Okay, how to find the gradient of AB? You don't need to find already. You have already. It's -2. That's why you can terus sub inside. Becomes y equals -2x plus C. Okay, C stands for y-intercept. Okay, tell me, this is the AB garisan, right? What is the y-intercept of this line? Please don't tell me you go and put 5 inside. Hey, no. That 5 is not y-intercept. This 5 is the x-intercept. This 5 is the x-intercept. Let me tell you what is the y-intercept of this line. The y-intercept of this line is you have to panjangkan this line until it reach the y-axis. Then this is the y-intercept. All right, this is the y-intercept. In other words, y-intercept is the exact location when the line touches the y-axis. Okay, so pintasan y is the tempat di mana garisan tu sentuh paksi y, and 5 is not. Okay, 5 is the pintasan x. Ini dia sentuh paksi x dekat 5, bukan paksi y. So this is not the y-intercept, right? So actually they never give us the c, right? We don't know what is this, right? We don't know. Dia tak bagi. So bila kita guna mata tengok tapi tak dapat, then we use another method, which is the cara ganti masuk. Right? Because when we use our eyes to see the y-intercept, we don't get it, right? Because the soalan never give. So instead, we will use another method. What's the other method? We will sub x, y inside to find c, right? And we have to sub with a point that passes through the line. So what we do, we go to the AB line and we choose any point that this line got passes through. So can you tell me this line got passes through which point? Point B, 50. So what we do, we sub 50 inside. Okay. Okay, but if you use this method, make sure you can only sub when got passes through. You don't go and sub point C. Memang tak boleh lah, memang salah if you sub point C. Because point C tak ada passes through this line. So you have to sub a point that passes through the line. Okay, so this is the point, and I will sub XY inside. And the moment you do that, you will get your C. Because look at your equation. You already have your gradient, and you need to find your C. So how to find your C? You just need your XY. And now you already know what your XY. Your xy is 50. So y letak 0 and then x just letak 5 plus c like that. And your c, you'll get positive 10. Because this one negative 10, when you move over, become positive. And now you have your c. It means now you know this c is actually 10, right? But they're asking you to find equation. So you should sub the 10 inside and rewrite the whole thing. Okay, rewrite the whole thing. So you kena tengok baris ni lah. So the answer will be y equals negative 2x plus c means plus 10. So this is how the equation should looks like. Okay, y equals mx plus c. The m is negative 2, the c is 10. Okay, that's your answer for A. Now we can do B. Find the gradient of straight line AD. Okay, AD is this line, right? And they're asking you to find gradient. Okay, can I say the gradient is negative 2? Can I do that? No, mana boleh. Okay, mana boleh. This negative 2 is only for the AB line and the CD line because only these two lines parallel. This AD line punya gradient is definitely not negative 2 because it's not parallel to AB. You use your eyes also can see already. This line and this line, they are not parallel to each other. Okay. But AB and CD, yes, they are parallel. AB and CD, they are selari, right? But AD is not parallel to AB. Yeah. But if you look carefully, AD is parallel with BC, right? And they give you point B, point C. So what you can do, we all know how to find gradient, right? Gradient, the formula is what? Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. This is the formula to find gradient. Okay, and in order to use this formula, we need two coordinate. Kalau you nak guna cari gradient, you kena ada dua coordinate baru boleh dapat cari gradient, right? So, can you tell me in AD, walaupun dia tak bagi any points in the AD line, tapi dia ada bagi dekat point BC, right? And I told you AD punya line, punya gradient sama dengan BC line gradient. And why they have the same gradient? Because they are selari lah. They are both parallel. So what we can do is we can pinjam the gradient BC to find my gradient AD. Okay, and why we need to pinjam is because I don't have 2 points that I can use on line AD. I don't have to. They never give any points here. Satu point pun dia tak bagi. Okay, but in the opposite side here, BC, they got give us 2 points, right? So we can find the gradient of BC. Okay, okay. So how to find gradient of BC? Y minus y over x minus x. So it'll be negative 4 minus 0. Divide 3 minus 5. And when you do that, you will get negative 4 over negative 2, which gives you 2. And let me tell you, this 2 is the gradient of BC, right? But actually, it's the gradient for AD also. Okay, and they're asking for AD. So yeah, they have the same gradient because they are parallel. Okay, all right. So this is how you do it. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, I want to continue with question number 4. So number 4, this one looks like a measures of dispersion question because I see the dot plot. So when I see dot plot, I know this is from 4 chapter 8, I think. Yeah, chapter 8. I think it's called measures of dispersion for ungrouped data. In bahasa Melayu, sukatan serakan. Okay, sukatan serakan. Okay, let's read the question in English. A total of 20 students of SMK Ayer Puteh participate in the science and mathematics quiz competition in conjunction with STEM week at the school level. Okay, this 20 confirm important. Okay, otherwise they won't mention it like this. So 20 is the what? Total student is SMK Ayer Puteh, right? And the 20 students, they participated in science quiz, they also participate in mathematics quiz. And this is the data, right? Okay, let's see what it says down here. Diagram 4 shows two dot plot of the score obtained by the students. A, they says which set of data shows a wider dispersion. Okay, before I do A, I want to explain to you how to interpret this data first. I think a lot of students, they struggle with this question is because they don't know how to analyze the data. Dia tak tahu, banyak student ramai tak tahu apa maksud ni ataupun dia tak tahu macam mana nak baca dot plot. Dia tak tahu apa maksud tiga dot ni. Okay, I think most of students, they don't understand what the dot represents. What is this bilangan apa ini, and what is the 9, 10, 11, 12. A lot of students, they don't understand that, and if you don't understand that, it's very difficult for you to use this data to find other stuff, right? To find other things, right? So let me explain to you what the dot means. This dot represents frequency. If I say 3 dot means 3 frequency, right? It means student yang score 9 markah ada 3 orang. There's 3 person that score 9 marks for science quiz. And then there's how many that score 10 marks? 1, 2, 3, 4. It means the number of dots represents number of student. Ataupun you boleh cakap the number of dot is actually the frequency. Okay, the frequency, or you can say the number of students, right? And then number of students that score 11 marks is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on lah, right? And if you count the total dots here, confirm you will get 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. Why I know it's 20? Because the total number of students is 20. Ma. So obviously there is 20 different data lah. Okay, because there's 20 marks, right? And if you convert this to a data, if you write it in satu baris, it will become like this: 9, 9, 9, and then 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, and then blah blah, blah until macam tu lah. I don't want to waste time doing all that lah. But you get the idea lah. And then for mathematics quiz, okay, you understand also lah. It's the same concept. Okay, same concept. Okay, now I want to explain to you which soalan A, which set of data shows a wider dispersion. Let's talk about dispersion. Dalam bahasa Melayu, dispersion is serakan. Serakan means you are what they are asking is siapa punya which of this data lebih serak, lebih disperse. What is disperse? Disperse means dia less consistent. Okay? If they ask who has a wider dispersion means they are asking you which of this data kurang consistent. Okay, because when you have a big dispersion means you not consistent. And there's four ways to calculate dispersion. First is you use range. Next, you use interquartile range. Next, you use variance. Next, you use standard deviation, right? And any of these, okay, will tell you the dispersion, right? When you use this to calculate, you'll get dispersion. But if you get dispersion very big, it means it's consistent. Okay, the consistent sangat tinggi. But if your dispersion rendah, it means you're consistent. Hey, I see that already. If your standard deviation very high, so not standard deviation, I mean your dispersion. Okay, so when your range answer or IQR or variance, any four of this, when your any four of this answer is very high, it means it's less consistent because you are sangat serak. You punya data sangat serak, right? But if your any of these answer get very small, it means the sangat consistent lah. Okay, because like your serakan sangat rendah mah, is like the dispersion very small. It means you're very consistent. Okay, very consistent. Okay, now with that being said, I can do A now. Which set of data shows a wider dispersion? Okay, remember this. When they give you dot plot and they ask you to find dispersion, you will always use range. Always. For dot plot, punya case saja. Okay, because that's the easiest way to calculate range. Okay, I mean to know the dispersion. From dot plot, we will always use range. So what I will do now, I will scroll down a bit. So I have to find one range for science quiz and then another one for maths quiz. And then later I have to compare the two answer, right? Okay, they're asking which data shows a wider dispersion, and I will use there's four ways to calculate dispersion. I will use range. Okay, for dot plot we always use range. Okay, all right. So how to find range? Range punya formula, Julat punya formula is take the maximum value minus the minimum value. So in the science quiz data, the maximum value highest score is 13. Right? It means if I write this data in a straight line like this, okay, like 999 like that, the last number, the highest number will be 13. But what would be the smallest number? The minimum value will be 9. So the range will be 13 minus 9 and it will give you 4 here. So this is the range for science marks. Okay, for maths range, it will be what? Highest is 14, lowest is 9. So the range is 5. Okay, okay, after getting the range, now we can write down which set of data shows a wider dispersion. So which set of data? So which set of data? So the mathematic quiz lah, because the range is higher, right? So that the dispersion lagi wider. So I'll write score in because this data represents score in mathematic quiz, right? So I just follow score in mathematic quiz. Mathematics quiz shows a wider dispersion, right? Shows a wider dispersion. Okay, they never asked us to say the reason, but I'll just write the reason here because it has a bigger range, or you can say like higher range. Okay, higher range. And you can even put a bracket and write 5 bigger than 4 because the range of maths is 5 and it's higher than 4. Therefore, this maths data is wider. The dispersion is wider. It means the mathematic data will be less consistent. The marks for mathematics is not so consistent macam tu. Okay, now I will do B. Okay, B, they says hitung beza mean score bagi kedua-dua quiz. Calculate difference in mean score for the two quiz. Okay, mean is not a measure of dispersion. That's why dispersion only got 4 only. There's only 4 ways to calculate dispersion: range, interquartile, variance, standard deviation. Mean is not one of it, right? Okay, mean, we don't call it measures of dispersion. We call it measures of central tendency. Okay, central tendency. Sukatan memusat. Okay, like when you will use mean when you want to calculate the central value. Okay, and for the measures of central tendency, there's mean, median, and mode. Okay, okay. So now they want to calculate difference in mean score for the two quiz. So I think I need to find the mean for both data and then get the difference lah. Difference means ambil besar tolak kecil. Okay. Alright, let's calculate the mean for science, and then later I'll calculate for mathematics. Okay, for science it will be what? Take all the data, add together. Okay. Alright, you will take 9 plus 9 plus 9. Why? Because 9 appears 3 times, right? So the data later will be 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 4 times plus 11 11 11. How many times? 6 times and so on lah. But it's very slow if you do it like that. If you want to take 9 plus 9 plus 9, just take 9 times 3 lah, right? Okay, so I'll write mean here. Oh, by the way, the mean formula I should tell you, right? Is the sum of x divided by n. Okay, it means sum, this symbol means total ataupun sum, and the x here means the data lah. Okay, the data. In this case is the score, and then n will be the number, total bilangan orang lah. In this case is number of student. Okay, so that's why for the data it will be the score, which is 9 plus 9 plus 9 3 times. That's why I just write 9 times 3 is faster, and then plus with what? Plus with the next one is 10 times, 10 plus 10, 4 times, so 10 times 4. Okay, plus 10 times 4, and then plus with next one 11 plus 11. Okay, how many times? 1 2 3 4 5, 11 times 6, right? And then plus with next one 12 times 4. Okay, 4 dots means like it will appear 4 times, it means the frequency is 4. And then 13 times 3. Okay, plus 13 times 3. Okay, the last one, 14, no need to write because there's no dots here. It means 14 times 0 lah, which means 0. So that tak ada orang yang dapat 14 marks here. So it means 14 is not one of the data. So tak payah. Okay, divide with total frequency. I already know it's 20. Okay, yeah, because the bilangan total student, they already mentioned in the beginning 20. Alright. Okay, and if you count got how many dots here, you will get 20 also. Right. Okay, so now we can calculate this. Okay, but I will tekan atas dulu. So let's tekan. So when you tekan all this, what you get? Plus 40. Okay, wait for me. I'm pressing plus 48 plus 39. Okay, my calculator give me 220. Alright, 220. And you have to divide 20. And when you cut, left with 11. So the mean for science is 11. Okay, but it's not over yet. I need to calculate for mathematic. Mathematic also, right? So I write math here and then find the mean for math also. Okay, I will draw a line. Okay, repeat the same process, but this time for math data, mathematic data. Okay, mathematic punya data ada apa? 9, satu dot saja, so 9 times 1, but times 1 tak payah tulis pun tak apa. And then it will be 10, 9 plus 10 plus 10, 2 times, right? But if you want to do it right fast, just write 10 times 2, plus 11 plus 11 plus 11 plus 11, 4 times, so 11 times 4 lah, right? And then plus with next one, what is it? 12 times, how many times? 1 2 3 4 5 6. It means you have to take, you have to plus 12 6 times, but we don't have time to write all that. Just write 12 times 6, it will be faster. Okay, next one is 13 times 1 2 3 4 5. 13 times 5, right? So just write down 13 times 5. Okay, I need more space, so let me make this smaller. Oops. Wait. Okay. Okay, so 13 times 5. Okay, and the last one, right? 1 2. Okay, last one is 14 times 2 lah. All right, and don't forget to divide with the total frequency ataupun the total number of student, which is 20. Okay, yeah, because the total number of dots here is 20 if you count. All right, now we can use calculator. Let's press 9 plus 20 plus 44 plus 72 plus 65 plus 28. Okay, my calculator give me 238. Yeah, so you will get 238 over 20. And now when you divide, what you get? You will get the mean, which is 11.9. Okay. Okay, I'm done. I'm done finding mean for both the data. Now they say calculate the difference. Okay, difference in Bahasa Melayu is beza. So how do we get the difference? Difference means you have to minus. Okay, you have to minus. Okay, but you don't tell me you go and take 11 minus 11.9. Don't do that. Mesti you ambil besar tolak kecil. Okay, besar tolak kecil. It means you will take big number minus the small number. So what is the big number? 11.9, right? So the difference here will be 11.9 minus 11. Okay, ambil besar tolak kecil. So the answer come out is 0.9. Okay, okay, I hope you understand. So this is worth 4 marks. Okay, sudah siap? Okay, let's move on. Number 5. I think this is logical reasoning chapter, Form 4, chapter 3. Okay, you learn this in Form 4. Okay, complete the following diagram. Premise 1 tak bagi. Premise 2 says 3 power x plus 1 is 27. Conclusion says x equals to 2. So the premise 1, I will tell you the answer straight away. You have to write if. Okay, I don't see any negation here. So this must be P, this must be Q. And then it will be if P then Q, right? So if 3 power x plus 1 equals to 27, then x equals to 2. Okay. Okay, let me explain a bit what I'm doing. This is a deductive argument. And deductive argument, there is a 3 form that you need to hafal, right? 3 form. So form number 1, the premise 1 will look like this. All A are B. And then premise 2, C is A. Conclusion, C is B. Okay. This is how form number 1 looks like. For form number 2, okay, the second form for deductive argument, the premise 1 look like this. If P then Q, okay. Premise 2 is P is true. P is true. And then for the conclusion, Q is true. Okay. So this is how the form number 2 looks like. And then for form number 3, it will be, the premise 1 will be same with form number 2. If P then Q. But for the premise 2, it will be Q is not true. Okay. Q is not true. And then the conclusion, P is not true. So you have to be careful. The form number 2 and form number 3 is very similar, but they are not the same. Because look at the order here. If form number 2, you mention P is true, then baru Q is true. But for form number 3, look at the order. They will mention Q is not true first, then only P is not true. That is why this one, just now when I see this, I don't see any negation here, right? They never do negation. That's why I know automatic is form number 2. That is why I know premise 2 will be the P, conclusion is the Q. That's why the premise 1 looks like this, right? And if you hafal all these 3 forms, you can do this kind of question easily. If you hafal all these 3 forms, right? Okay, so these are the 3 valid form of deductive argument. Valid, yang valid punya, yang sah punya. Okay, if they never follow these 3 means it's not valid. It's not a valid form of deductive argument, right? Okay, so that's why I do it like this lah. All right, hope you understand. Now I want to do B. Determine the antecedent and consequent from the implication given below. What is implication? The implication format is like this. If something, then something, right? If P, then Q. Okay, but this P, there's another name for it. We call it antecedent. Right? This P, we call it antecedent. Dalam bahasa Melayu, antejadian. And then Q, we call it consequent, right? And what they want you to find out is to write down the antecedent and consequent for this implication given below. So you just underline what's if something then something, right? So just underline this. This is the P, and then this one underline this is the Q, right? So what is the antecedent? The antecedent is the P lah. So just copy and paste, just write down exactly what they write here. M plus 7, M minus 7. Okay, and then they say not equals 0. You just follow, just equals. And then the consequent is M squared not equals 49. So that is the consequent lah. M squared not equals 49. Right? And that's all. So that's it. Okay. Okay. Oh, remember one more thing. When you underline, don't underline the if and then. The if then tak ada one. That one is not included in your antecedent consequent. Right? Okay. So that's it. This is only worth 2 marks. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Number 6. Okay, this is a graph of motion question from 4 chapter 7. Okay, graph gerakan. Yeah. Okay, this chapter you will learn about distance time graph and speed time graph. Okay, DTG, STG, that chapter lah. Okay, let's read the question. Diagram 4 shows the distance time graph for Arman's journey from his house in Chukai to his office in Paka. So let's highlight. So for he go from where? From his house to office in Paka. So, they already labeled for me already. So this red color line, this is when he's at his house in Chukai. Okay. And where is the destination? The Paka, the office. So this is the office, right? So what happens here? Okay, what happens here? This is a distance line graph. So that means this line right here, he starts moving because your time is increasing and your distance travel is also changing, right? So there is a change in distance here and a change of time here. So what happens here? He start moving, right? So I'll just write move forward. Okay, moving forward, right? Okay, when he reach this point, what happens here? You can see that the time is changing. Okay, ada berlaku pergerakan ada berlaku pergerakan masa, okay, perubahan masa ada, tapi perubahan jarak tak ada. There is no change in distance here, right? It means here it stops. Okay, I repeat one more time. This line, walaupun dia punya ada perubahan masa, perubahan time ada, tapi perubahan distance tak ada. Okay, because it's straight like this, so it means it stops moving lah. Okay, because the time is increasing, the time is ticking, but the distance is not changing at all. It just stays static at 30. So it means this, what happens here is stop moving. Okay, what about the next line? Same like just now, it moved forward also lah, right? Okay, this line is also moved, but it moved backward. Okay, this one is moving backwards, right? That's why the line is going back. So it means from here he starts moving. This one is at from his house, right? So he moved and then stop and then move, and this is where he reached the office already. Okay, this one he reached the office, right? And after he reached the office, he moved backwards to his house. Okay, he moved backwards to his house. But when he's moved backwards to his house, he never stopped. He just keep moving until he reached the house here. Okay, all right. I hope you understand what all this line means first before you do the A. Okay, now let's do A now. Nyatakan tempoh masa dalam minit ketika kereta Arman berada dalam keadaan pegun. State length of time in minutes when the car is stationary. Okay, stop and stationary is the same thing. Okay, yeah. Sometimes in exam they don't use the word stop, they will use the word stationary. Tapi maksud dia sama. Stop means berhenti, berhenti means pegun. Pegun is stationary lah. So what is the length of time in minutes when car stationary? It means dia nak suruh tanya berapa lama dia stop. So berapa lama dia stop? So the length of time, how long this guy stop in minutes. So you just go to this line, this is where he stopped, right? And then you will take the jarak, the apa? Take the difference in time here, right? Because you want to know how long he stopped. So you take 45 minus 20 and you will get 20, and this unit have to double check one. So it's in minutes. So it means he stopped for 20 minutes, right? And the soalan also asked to find in minutes. So that's the answer, all right? Okay, now let's do B. So B says what? Calculate the value of T, okay, this one T, but they have to give me information. Otherwise, I can't find my T. So let's see what it says here. Given that speed of car for his return journey is 84 km per hour. Wait, let's label this. Speed of car for return journey 84 km per hour. Which one is return journey? This line, right? This is the return journey. So this return journey, they give us information. Speed is equals to what? 84 km per hour. It means the gradient is 84 lah. The gradient of the line is 84 because for distance time graph, you can use the gradient to find speed. Okay, I repeat one more time. For distance time graph, DTG, the gradient of the graph, the gradient of the distance time graph represents speed. So if I tell you speed is 84, means the gradient is 84. Okay, okay, tak apa, later I will explain more. Let's see what it says here. Next, determine that Arman has time to return before 6. If he leave at 5 p.m., justify your answer with numerical calculation. Okay, so they said that what Arman has time to return before 6 if he leave at 5 p.m. It means if he leave his office at 5 p.m., okay, they're asking that can you reach the house before 6 p.m., right? Okay, but you need to find your T first. Because if you don't find your T, you don't know how long it takes to return. So you need to find your T, then baru you boleh ambil 5 p.m. tambah dengan the time here, then only you know whether you can reach before 6, right? Okay, so we will try to find T now first. Okay, okay. The method to find T is use gradient, right? And I repeat one more time. Why use gradient is because the speed formula is distance over time. Okay, okay. The speed formula is distance over time, and gradient formula is you take the y minus y, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? So with these two formula, when you connect them, then you know why I said gradient is speed, because speed formula is distance over time. And look at your y-axis, x-axis. Your distance is in kilometer, your y-axis is distance, your x-axis is time, right? So when you find the gradient of this graph, you are taking the y minus y, which is you are taking the distance lah, the change in distance, okay, ataupun the beza jarak, and then divide with x minus x, which is the difference in time. So when you're taking difference in distance bahagi difference in time, what you are essentially doing is you are finding the speed. That means the gradient of this graph represents speed. So if I say speed is 84, okay, 84 km per hour, then that means the gradient is also 84. But wrong. Have to put negative. Okay, let me tell you why I have to put negative. Because speed, okay, this line, if you look at this line, it's going down like this. So if the line goes up, the gradient will be positive. If the line goes down like this, the gradient is negative, right? So this line is going down like this, so the gradient will be negative, right? So that is why you have to look at the negative, right? But why they never put negative 84 at the soalan? Is because speed tak boleh ada negative. Kelajuan laju tak ada negative, right? If you look at the meter in your car, right? In the car the speed punya meter, mana ada negative? Like dia kosong saja, dia sampai kosong, mana ada negative? Okay, it's not speed tak ada negative. That is why they never write the negative there. But gradient boleh negative, right? So the gradient of this line will come out negative, right? And we will use the gradient formula now to find t, but we will take two coordinates. So I will take this coordinate and this coordinate, right? Okay, but be careful one thing. The speed they give you in kilometer per hour. Do you realize? It means later your distance here should be in kilometer, your time here should be in hours. So when you use the gradient formula, you take y minus y, but make sure it's in kilometers, right? So when you take y minus y, it will be what? 63 minus 0, correct? 63 minus 0. So this will be because y minus y, right? But when you take time minus time, you will take this one minus this one, right? But the time minus time, it will be 70 minus t. But what is the unit for this? Okay, if you take 63 minus 0, this thing will come out in kilometer, right? Because 63 and 0, the y-axis distance in kilometer, so no problem. But if you take 70 minus t, okay, this is time in minutes, right? You're finding the difference in time lah, but it will come out in minutes. But this 84 is in kilometer per hour, and you have to make sure the time is in hour. So what you have to do, this is in minutes, so you have to take 70 minus t over 60. And I recommend you open bracket like this, because dia sudah jadi 3 tingkat. So when it has 3 tingkat, you have to be careful with the bracket. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is how it looks like now. So now we can find our t lah. Okay. Okay. How will I pindah this? I will pindah this whole thing up here become times. So it becomes negative 84 times this whole thing, right? And then 63 minus 0 is just 63. So just write like this. And then I will move the negative 84 over here like this, right? And then this one just left with 70 minus t over 60, right? Okay, now I will try to pindah the 60. So it becomes times 60, right? So it becomes 70 minus t, and then this one move up, become times 60. So now I'll press calculator. Just press 63 divide 84 times 60. My calculator give me 45. Okay, but got negative, right? So just put a negative. Okay, now how to find t? Okay, try to since I'm trying to find t, I will try my best to make it positive. Sebab saya nak cari t kan, so you try your best to jadikan dia positif. So macam mana jadi positif? Pindah sini. Negative t pindah sini jadi positive t. And then minus 45 pindah sana jadi 70 plus 45. And this one you can press, you get 115. Maksudnya, this 115 is this value right here, 115. And it makes sense because this one is 70 mah. So of course this value will be bigger than 70, which is 115. And this one automatic come out in minutes already. Automatic already. Okay? Yeah. Alright. Now, I want to tell you what will happen if you forget to put the negative. Let me tell you what will happen if you forget this negative. You will get an answer yang lesser than 70. I repeat one more time. If you use gradient equals positive 84, if you don't put negative here, your T answer here will not make sense. Because you will get satu jawapan yang kurang daripada 70. But it doesn't make sense because this is 70. So this number must be bigger one. So you know you did something wrong already. Right? So that's why this is the correct way lah. Okay, so B, what they want? They want to find T. Okay, I sudah siap. But it's not over yet. They say next, determine that Arman has time to return before 6 o'clock. If he leaves at 5 o'clock, justify your answer with numerical calculation. So what I will do, I will take 5 p.m. right? Plus with 115 minutes. Okay, 115 minutes is how many hours? How many minutes? 115 minutes is actually 1 hour. Okay, 115 minus 60. Because 1 hour 60 minutes, right? So use calculator. My calculator give me 55. Alright, 55. It means 115 minutes is actually 1 hour 55 minutes. Understand, right? You understand what I'm saying, right? Because 115 is in minutes, ma. So if you minus 1 hour minus 60 minutes, you get the balance lah. So that's why it's like 1 hour plus with 55 minutes. So can you tell me what is 5 p.m. plus with 1 hour 55 minutes? It will be 6:55 p.m. Correct? It will be 6:55 p.m. Right? Wait, is it? Wait. Is it correct? No. Yeah, I did wrong. Sorry. This 1 hour 55 minutes. Okay. It's only for return journey. It's only for return journey. You cannot take 5 p.m. plus 115. It's wrong. You have to take 5 p.m. plus here only. This 115 is actually the whole journey. Like the whole journey punya time taken, right? I only want the return journey because this 5 p.m. he from office mah. So I only need the time from here to here. That means the time from here to here will be 115 minus 70, and if you press, you'll get 45. So what you should do is actually tambah 45 minutes. Okay? Yeah, tambah 45. Understand, right? Because the 115 is actually from here 0 to 115. Okay? That is the total for the whole journey. But this one, I will only talking about the return journey. So the return journey time taken is only 45 minutes. So it's only 5 p.m. plus 45 minutes. So the answer will come out 5:45 p.m. lah, right? 5:45 p.m. But what the question says, what the question asks, determine that Arman has time to return before 6, justify your answer. So yes lah, the answer, yes, he returned before 6, right? So I will just say yes. Okay, and I already showed them using the calculation, right? But let's write the reason also. So yes, because, okay, right? Yes, Arman can arrive time to return before can return lah, can return home. So can return home before 6 p.m. Before 6 p.m. because he will reach home at 5:45 p.m. Right? So this is good enough because you mentioned that he can return, and you also mentioned the exact time he would reach, right? So if you write like this, confirm you get full mark. Confirm. Okay. So this is how I would do it. Okay, hope you understand. All right, sudah siap. Okay, now we are at question number 7. This looks like what is this? Is it insurance or cukai? It's insurance, yeah. Because I see comprehensive third party. Yeah, this is motor insurance. Okay, I don't even want to tell you, I don't even want to read the question. I want to give you notes for motor insurance, right? So motor insurance, you need to know that there's 3 policy that they can ask. First policy is comprehensive policy, and and you need to know the formula. If you don't know, you cannot take SPM. Okay. So basic premium asas dia macam mana nak cari? First, you have to refer your motor tarif. Okay, and the motor tarif they will give you in exam, and then you have to look at the how many cc and then look at the rate lah. But the rate is only for first 1,000, so you have to plus with what? After you take out your motor tarif, you have to plus with uh sum insured. Okay, plus with sum insured minus 1,000 divide 1,000, right? Times with 26 ataupun 20.3. Okay, 26 kalau dia Semenanjung. So I write here Semenanjung. And then 20.3 kalau dia Sabah Sarawak. Okay, Sabah Sarawak. Okay, so this is the formula. This is the formula to calculate basic premium. So again, what's the formula? Motor tarif plus with what? Sum insured minus 1,000 divide 1,000 times with 26 kalau Semenanjung, 20.3 kalau Sabah Sarawak. Okay, so yeah, this is the formula. Okay, next one, how to find gross premium. Gross premium is premium kasa. So gross premium, very easy, just take your basic premium minus with the NCD. Okay, and this NCD they will tell you in the question, right? Okay, that's the first one. Next one is third party fire and theft. Okay, polisi pihak ketiga, kebakaran dan kecurian. Okay. So how to find the basic premium for this? Okay, for this one you cannot look at your motor tarif because in your motor tarif tak ada for third party fire and theft. Let me show you. So yeah, this question I'm sure they will give you motor tarif. You see this? No. This one. This is the motor tarif. You can see in the motor tarif you boleh nampak the rate for comprehensive dengan pihak ketiga saja. Right? You can only nampak for comprehensive and third party. You cannot nampak for third party fire and theft. Right? Third party and third party fire and theft is not the same thing. Pihak ketiga dengan pihak ketiga kebakaran kecurian tak sama. Dia tak sama. Okay, for third party fire and theft, you cannot refer your motor tarif. Instead, you have to use this formula: 75% times with the basic premium of comprehensive. Okay, 75% darab basic premium of comprehensive. Okay, and then for the gross premium, it will be the basic premium answer minus NCD. Okay, all right. That means if you want to find basic premium for third party fire and theft, you need to calculate the basic premium of comprehensive using this formula first. Because if you don't do this, then you cannot find your basic premium of third party fire and theft. You cannot buat basic premium of comprehensive, then only you can times 75% to get the basic premium for third party fire and theft, right? Okay, for the last one is the third party policy pihak ketiga. This is the easiest one to calculate. Ini paling senang untuk calculate. Okay, for the basic premium, you can refer your motor tarif, right? Because from your motor tarif, they will tell you the rate for third party. Okay, for the third party. And after that, done already. You just refer your motor tarif, then that's that value, that rate right there is the basic premium already. You don't have to plus anything or times anything, no need. Dia bukan macam comprehensive, you kena tak buat banyak kerja kan. Tapi third party tak payah, you straight away tengok motor tarif, you straight away get the motor tarif. And for the gross premium, same like just now, you just take your basic premium answer minus with NCD, right? For gross premium formula is always the same one, basic minus NCD. So these are all the things you need to have in your mind when you do your motor insurance question. If you don't know this, make sure now you hafal and make sure you know it, right? Okay, now we will do this question now. Number 7, Tuan Lia owns a Proton X70. Okay, the model is not important. Okay, like the car model is not important. The details of the car are as below. Okay, the insured value is 92,000. Okay, this is important if they ask for comprehensive. Because in comprehensive, you have to take the sum insured, the insured value, right? Okay, but if they're asking for third party, you don't need the sum insured actually. Okay, all right. So this one is important if they ask for you to calculate for comprehensive. Okay, and then they say NCD 30%. This one is important when you want to calculate gross premium kasar. Okay, the NCD is important when you calculate gross premium. What about the engine capacity? Okay, this is important when you want to read the motor tariff, right? And then the location, this is also important because the Johor, later when you read the motor tariff, they will, one column is for Semenanjung, one is for Sabah Sarawak. Okay, this is in Johor. Johor is Semenanjung. So later, don't look at the Sabah Sarawak, just focus on Semenanjung. All right, now it says what? Based on the motor tariff table above, so this is motor tariff, calculate the gross premium kasar of car insurance for third party policy. So, which formula I will use? Number 1, number 2, number 3. Which one? Number 3 lah, because this is third party pihak ketiga. And I told you right, out of these 3, which one is the easiest? Yang mana paling senang? Third party kan? So senang lah ini. So let's find out the basic premium for third party first. So sini saya tulis apa? They already said for third party policy pihak ketiga. So don't find gross premium first, find basic premium first. So I write basic premium ataupun premium asas. So the premium asas basic premium, according to my formula, I have to read the motor tariff. So when I baca motor tariff, I have to look at the location and the CC. So location sudah tahu Semenanjung, CC is 1796. But if you look here, they say capacity engine tidak melebihi. It means not more than. Tidak melebihi means tak lebih. So dia kena kurang atau sama dengan. So can you tell me 1796 is not more than which CC? Is not more than 2200, right? Ya, dia tak melebihi 2200. 1650 sudah melebihi, bro. 1796 sudah melebihi 1650. So tak boleh tengok yang ni. Tak boleh yang ni pun tak boleh So 1796 tak melebihi 2200. Alright. So this is the one I tengok. And since I'm finding for pihak ketiga, I tengok yang ni. Ini bukan. This one is for comprehensive. They never ask to find for comprehensive. So don't need to tengok yang ni. So 151.2 is the basic premium. And I told you already, for third party memang senang macam tu je. You tengok motor tarif, for third party, you get the basic premium straight away. And then for the gross premium, just take your basic premium answer Okay, and then minus NCD. So your basic premium answer is 151.2, tapi kena tolak dengan NCD kan. And NCD dia bagi tahu tadi 30%. So 30 over 100 times with 151.2. Okay, so now I'll press all this in my calculator. So let's press 151.2 minus bracket 0.3 times 151.2. Okay, my calculator give me 105.84. And that is the gross premium answer. Okay, but write RM lah. Because this is the final answer. Okay, kalau yang atas tak nak tulis RM tak apa, tapi final answer saya recommend tulis RM sebab dia bagi markah dekat sini. Okay, maksudnya this insured value important or not important? Okay, for this question not important because they never ask for comprehensive. But if they ask for comprehensive, then it's important already. Because for comprehensive, you have to tengok motor tarif and you will get 339.1 instead because you tengok for comprehensive, right? And then you have to plus with the sum insured, which is 92,000, and then have to minus 1,000, divide 1,000, and then times with 26 because you know it's Semenanjung, right? But for this question, we don't do it like that. It's because they never ask for comprehensive. Okay, so that's all. Saya sudah siap for A lah. Okay, so let's scroll down. And then now we continue for B. Okay, B is what? In English, it says table below shows the raw tax rate for private car is Peninsular Malaysia. So this is another chapter. It's called the tax punya chapter lah, the cukai punya. Okay, let me tell you, in tax punya, the income tax sahaja yang susah. Income tax saja yang susah. The rest of the cukai is very easy one. Like raw tax, property assessment tax, uh, uh, sales and service tax, itu semua cukai semua senang. Yang susah is cukai pendapatan saja. And if you pandai cukai pendapatan, you pandai the whole chapter already. For this chapter memang macam tu. Okay. So if you pandai cukai pendapatan, you pandai income tax, confirm you boleh buat road tax. It's very easy one. So calculate the road tax, how to do? Very easy. Very, very easy. Oh, road tax and motor insurance is not the same thing. Motor insurance, the formula is like susah one. It's different. So now we are doing another chapter. Okay, how to find the road tax? Okay, we need to look at this table and tengok dia belong to how many cc, right? Okay, I forgot already how many cc. 1796. So let's find which one. So it belongs to this bracket 1796. This one, right? Okay, they say kadar asas 200, kadar progressive 40 cents, setiap cc melebihi 1600. So kadar asas yang tu confirm kena bayar 200, but I have to plus with what? Every cc exceeding 1600 you have to bayar 40 sen. Maksudnya kalau you punya cc 1601 cc, you kena bayar berapa for your cukai? You kena bayar 200 plus 40 sen. Faham kan? Because 200 is the asas punya, confirm kena bayar. And why you have to bayar extra 40 sen? Because you melebihi 1600 by 1 cc. Okay, because every time you melebihi, okay, you every time every 1 cc you melebihi ni, you kena bayar extra 40 sen. That's why you have to tambah 40 sen lah. But what if this one is 1602? Then you tambah 40 sen dua kali lah, right? So can you tell me, kalau saya punya cc 1796, saya kena tambah 40 sen berapa kali? Saya kena tambah 0.4. Tapi berapa kali saya kena tambah? Berapa kali saya kena tambah? I have to take 1796 minus 1600 lah. Because why I have to minus is because I need to know berapa, like what's the difference? Like how many cc I exceed. Okay, that's why I minus. After I minus, then I will know how many cc and then times with 40 cent. Okay, because every time you melebihi 1 cc, you kena bayar extra 40 cent. Okay, now just press this whole thing, then you get the answer. 1796 minus 1600, and then answer times 0.4 and then plus 200. Okay, my calculator give me 278.4. But this one is text, so write RM and write two significant figure. So 278 ringgit 40 cents. That's the answer. Okay, 5 marks for this. Are you serious? Oh, maybe 5 marks is including this one. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so okay lah. Boleh. Alright, sudah siap. Okay, let's continue. Number 8, number 8. Okay, I'll read the English version. Kedai Kopi Kita sells 2 types of coffee, milk coffee and Nissan coffee. So milk and Nissan. On Thursday, the shop sold X glasses of milk and Y glasses of Nissan. Okay, I think this is linear inequality. Yeah, I see it here already. And also, usually in linear inequality, they will tell you what the XY represents. And then it says the table below shows the information, and then they give you these 3, and then soalan A, write linear inequality, right? Okay, first thing first, we have to write down what the XY represents. So what they say milk and what Nissan, milk coffee and Nissan coffee. and they tell us milk, they use X to represent, Nissan, they use Y. But the XY represents what? Glasses. The unit for XY is glasses. So I write here glasses. It means the XY represents bilangan glass. Bilangan gelas. Okay, bilangan gelas. Right? So the first one says what? The number of glass, bilangan glass of milk sold is more than 20. So bilangan glass milk is, they use X, so X bigger 20. Okay, betul. Next one, the total number of glass of both type, mean X plus Y, is at most. At most, selebih-lebihnya means like this, the symbol. It means selebih-lebihnya. Tak boleh lebih daripada 80. Dia kena maximum 80. So, kena kurang or sama dengan smaller or equal. So, betul lah. X plus Y smaller equal 80. Okay, the third one, they never write for us. So, we write ourselves. The number of glass of milk for coffee sold is not more than twice the number of glass of Nissan coffee. Okay, what is not more than? What's the symbol? Not more than, not more than, not more than. Tidak lebih. Tak boleh lebih. Not more than. Tak boleh lebih. Tak boleh lebih means smaller or equals. Kurang atau sama dengan. Alright. Okay, but what I have to write at the left side? Number of milk coffee sold is not more than twice the number of Nissan. Okay, number of glass of milk coffee, we use X to represent. So X is at not more than, so smaller or equals, twice the number of glass of Nissan. So twice means 2 times. Number of Nissan is 2y like this. Alright, so this is your answer. Okay, if you want to terbalik, you want to switch like this, 2y switch, can also. But when you switch, be careful with the symbol. The symbol also have to switch. Yeah, the smaller becomes bigger lah. If you write like this, correct also. Okay, let me tell you a bit why the arrow have to switch like this. It's because this arrow, can you see the tajam punya, the pointy part is pointing to X. So when you terbalikkan these two, the tajam punya part also have to point to X. That's why it has to be like this, right? Okay, tapi kalau saya tulis macam ni je, yang atas, right? But if you write yang bawah macam ni, boleh juga. Okay, this is only worth 1 marks. Okay, B, it says what? Hence, complete the graph on the diagram in the answer space. So later I'll scroll down to represent the linear inequality related to the sale of coffee at Kedai Kopi Kita. Shade the region that satisfy all the linear inequalities. So yeah, memang macam tu. For linear inequality, memang dia suka, after they write the inequality, dia suka suluh lorek and then buat 3 garisan, and then after you do 2 garisan, you do all the garisan, and then they ask you to lorek, shade the region lah. Okay. Okay, they already sediakan in answer space. Let's scroll down. Where is it? Oh, this is it. So they already draw for me the one of the line. They already draw for me, right? So I need to draw 3 lines in total. Okay, why got 3 lines? Because got 3 inequality. So the first inequality is X bigger 20. But let's change this to equal first. Okay, because I want the equation of the line. The second line I need to draw is X plus Y equals 80. The third line I need to draw is X equals 2Y. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just changing everything now to equal. Okay, and why I have to change to equal? Because this inequality symbol, we only look at it when we want to lorek. Okay, because this inequality, dia represent kawasan. It represents the region. Okay, but when we want the garisan, when we want the line, we should change to equal. Understand? So now I'm trying to get the line. That's why I change to equal, right? Okay, for the first line, X equals 20, you need to know that for this line, you don't have to find any points when you draw this line, because this is a vertical line. If the equation look like this, X equals to something, X equals number, that means you will just go to X-axis, cari 20, and then draw a straight line like this, right? It means this line, dia tak ada sengit. Okay, dia tak ada sengit one. It's like completely vertical. Right? That's why you don't need to find points. For the second line, you need to find points. Why? Because this is a sengit line. This is a sengit line. Because when your equation have 2 variable, got X, got Y like this, it means automatic is sengit one. So if it's a sengit line, then you need to find points to plot. Right? Okay, so you will usually sub X equals 0, Y equals 0. So when you sub X 0, your Y will be 80. When you sub Y 0, X 80 like this. Right? Okay, I know some teachers, they teach using like draw a table like that, and then X, Y, and then 0, 0 macam ni kan. Ada cikgu yang ajar macam ni. Boleh juga lah, boleh juga. Boleh juga. If you want to draw table, you just draw the table lah. It's the same thing. Okay, last line. Same thing. This one also other X, other Y. Got X, got Y means it's a sengit line. And if it's a sengit line, you need to find points. Right? You cannot straight away draw because it's sengit ma. It's sengit. So you don't know how to adjust. How sengit is the line, you don't know. Right? That's why you need to find 2 points. Right? Usually we find X equals 0, Y equals 0. Okay? Okay, when you sub X 0, what happens? 0 equals 2Y, so your Y will be 0 divided 2, which is 0. Okay, when you sub Y 0, you will get X 0 also. Okay, so don't waste your time. You have to, it means you have, because if you get 0, 0, 0, 0, these 2 points is the same point. And you won't be able to draw the line if you only have 1 point, right? Because this point, it repeats, okay? So you need to find another point at another place, another location. Okay, when I look at this, it's like 80, right? And also when I scroll down just now, I see the scala already. The limit is until 80, 80. So I can choose another point. So what I'll do is I'll choose y40. Y40. Why? Because if I choose y40, 40 times 2, I'll get x80 like this. Then I can plot this point easily. All right. But what if you want to choose other points? Let's say you want to choose, like maybe here you want to choose 20. Okay, can also. But if you choose 20, it will be 20 times 2, your x will be 40. Right? Then your point will be this. But it's the same line. If you want to do like that, can also. Again, you will end up with the same line, same line. So no problem. Okay, now with all this information, we can draw all this line. Okay, let's draw the first line. X equals 20. So I have to go x axis and cari 20 and just draw a vertical line. Kenapa saya cakap tak payah suruh cari points ini? Because dia tak ada x, y. Dia ada one variable saja. And when it has one variable means this line is a tak ada sangat punya line. So I'll just draw a line. Oh, but have to use dotted line. Have to use this dash line. I see that already. X equals 20 should be here, right? Okay, I have to use dash line. And use ruler, please. Okay, why I have to use dash line? Okay, the reason is because if you scroll up here, you remember the inequality just now. They don't have, dia tak ada garisan bawah, dia tak ada line bawah. So if dia tak ada line bawah macam ni means you have to use dash line. Okay, okay, and don't forget to write the equation, please. Remember to always write the equation. After drawing the line, write the equation. Next line, x plus y equals 80. So this one is a sangat punya line. That is why you cari point tadi lah, 0, 80, 80, 0. Oh, they already draw for me already, 0, 80, 80, 0. So this line is x plus y equals 80. Okay, they write y plus x equals 80. Okay lah, same lah. X plus y plus x is the same thing. Okay, so I don't have to do that anymore. Next, so the last line, this one lah, 0, 0, 80, 40. So let's plot 0, 0, 80, 40. 0, 0 is here, 80, 40 is here, and then join them together. But before you join, always ask yourself, dash line or solid line. So tell me, is this a dash line or solid line? Okay, if you look at this inequality, they are the what line bawah? They could put a line down here. So definitely it's a solid line. So you draw a solid line. Solid line means dia punya garisan tak ada putus-putus. So this one. And the equation is x equals to y. Wait, let me double check. X equals to y. Yeah, correct. Okay, now for the last step is to shade the region. Yeah, inequality memang dia suka shade one. You see? Shade the region that satisfy all the inequality. Okay, when you shade the region, you will look at the inequality. You will look at the bigger, smaller, right? You will look at the ketaksamaan. So you look at this symbol, right? Okay, if the line is like this, then atas is bigger, bawah is smaller. If the line is like this, straight like this, the right sebelah kanan is bigger, sebelah kiri bigger. If the line is like this, sangat, you tengok atas bawah. Atas bigger, bawah smaller. And if the line is go down like this, atas bigger, bawah smaller, right? So first one, it says x bigger than 20. Oh, and one more thing. When you tengok the bigger, smaller, you have to make sure y positive. You have to make sure y positive baru boleh terus tengok. Okay, y positive baru boleh terus tengok. What if the inequality tak ada y? Then you tengok x lah. You tengok from x. So this one is x, right? And the x is already positive. So you boleh terus tengok bigger, right? But this line, it looks like this. So if I want to take bigger means I have to take sebelah kanan of this garisan. Okay, but which garisan? The x equals 20 garisan. So let's go back to the graph. Which one is x equals 20 garisan? This one. And they said bigger, so I have to take the right side. So these are all possible answers. Okay, okay, down here is not possible because the xy represents number of glass. Cannot have negative. Cannot have negative. So only these four. So this four so far is like this four is the shaded region lah. But you don't you cannot shade now. You tak boleh lorek sekarang. You still cannot do shade now because you haven't checked for the other two inequality. You have to check all three, then baru you boleh shade. Okay, next one. Y sudah positive, so boleh terus tengok. Smaller. Okay, but this line is a sangat punya line. Okay, sangat punya line. So if it's sangat punya line, smaller, you have to lorek bawah. So the shaded region will be below this line. It will be bawah garisan ni. Okay, bawah garisan ni x plus y 80. So let's go to x plus y 80, ambil bawah garisan. So x plus y 80 is this line, right? This one. That's why I said you need to label the equation. If you don't label, then you confuse. You tak tahu yang mana line, yang mana. Alright, so this one is x plus y 80. So I have to take smaller. So ambil bawah. So confirm this and this wrong already, right? So you left with these two region. Okay, now you check the third inequality. And after you check the third inequality, then you will know which one is the answer. Okay, this one is x smaller or equals 2y. This is also a Senget line. And Senget line, bigger ambil atas, smaller ambil bawah, right? But you tell me this one is bigger or smaller? Bigger. Okay, bigger. Okay. Okay. I know this is smaller. I know this symbol is smaller, but why I said bigger is because I told you just now you have to make sure y is positive. And if you look carefully, this one, the y is positive and it's on the right side. That means you have to tengok from here. It means the symbol will become bigger. It becomes 2y. Okay, if you read from here, it becomes x smaller or equals 2y. But if you read from the other direction, it becomes 2y bigger or equals x. That means we have to take bigger. We have to take atas kawasan ni. Sebab dia kena tengok dari y positive. That is why nanti kena lorek atas garisan ni. Right? Okay, let me explain using another way. Okay, another way to explain this is you flip you switch sides. The 2y and x you terbalik macam tu, tukar tempat. But when you tukar tempat, simbol ni pun kena apa? Simbol pun kena terbalik juga kan? So when you terbalik, the symbol look like this. Jadi macam ni, right? Kenapa jadi macam ni? Because look at the tajam punya part. The tajam punya is at x. Can you see? It's at x. So when you terbalik also, the tajam also at x. So kena terbalik. So now you understand why I said have to lorek bigger. You see? The y is positive and then the arrow going there. So it's bigger. So now you understand why I have to lorek atas. So let's go to this line and then take atas for the shaded region. So which garisan? X equals to y. So x equals to y is this line right here. This line right here, and since they say bigger, so definitely this is wrong. So the overlap region here is this one, this triangle. This is the answer. So now I already know I will erase the marking here, and then I will start to shade this region, right? And that's the answer. Okay, this is the shaded region. So the soalan asked me to shade the region, 3 marks. Okay, done. That's all. Sudah siap. Okay, let's move on. So now I'm at question 9. Okay, let's read the question. Last week, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Seri Bukit Puteri organized Hari Keusahawanan. Okay, so far nothing important here. A total of 360 coupons have been sold. Okay, I'm sure this will be important later. This is the total coupon sold. The coupon price are 30 ringgit and 50 ringgit respectively. So this is the price for one coupon. The amount of money earned is 14,000 using the matrix method. Okay. Using matrix method, I think I know what chapter. This one is simultaneous equation, right? Hey, remember, you see this word a lot. I mentioned this so many times already. If you got watch my previous video, you mesti sudah tired of me talking about this. I thought I say this every time I do paper 2, I mention this thing. So I always said, if you see this in the exam using matrix method, then confirm it's a simultaneous equation, right? Okay, why they have to mention using matrix method? Because there's another method. It's called the substitution elimination method. Cara penggantian, cara penghapusan. And of course, if they say use matrix method, then obviously you have to use matrix method lah. So now we already know which topic is this. So now it's like we know what steps to do already. So it's very good now because we already know what chapter, right? Okay, now it says calculate number of 30 ringgit coupons and 50 ringgit coupons that have been sold. Okay, this is a simultaneous equation question. And what we have to do now is to write down the two equations first. Okay, write down two equations. And a lot of students, they will struggle when they write the equation because they don't know what the xy represents. The soalan never tell us what the xy represents. So a lot of students, they will struggle, or maybe they will spend a lot of time thinking, writing the two equation, right? But if you got watch my video and if you got follow my tips, you would know that I teach the tips I give you is different one. I always teach student. I said what? I said you jadikan apa? You terus tengok last baris kan? You remember this? Did you watch my previous videos? If you watch, you know this. I always say the same thing. For this kind of question, where it's a simultaneous and you don't know what the xy represents, straight away see what the final answer. Straight away see what they want to find. So they want to find what? Calculate number of 30 ringgit coupon and 50 ringgit coupon, right? So this is your xy. This is your xy, right? So what is the tips? The tips is terus tengok apa yang dia nak cari and jadikan itu XY. Alright? Apa yang dia suruh cari itu, itulah you punya XY. Right? So straight away look at what the final answer want to find. Straight away look at what look at the final baris, the last baris, and see what they want to find and make that the XY. So what is your X? Number of 30 ringgit coupons. And I want you to be specific here. Number of RM 30 coupons. So now you know what the XY represents, right? And then the Y will be number of 50 ringgit coupons lah. Okay, now you already know what your XY represents. Now it will be much more easy for you to write the equation. So now you read the whole thing again, and now you can write down easily. So they say the total of 360 coupons have been sold. The XY represents number of coupons, right? So it means X plus Y total must be 360 lah. That's your first equation, done. Next one, the coupon price are 30 ringgit and 50 ringgit respectively, okay? The amount of money earned is 14,000. Okay, tell me, this 14,000, can I write X plus Y equals 14,000? No lah, of course no. This 14,000 is RM. This is not number of tickets. This 14,000 cerita pasal amount, duit RM. Dia bukan cerita pasal bilangan kupon dah. So you cannot take X plus Y 14,000. You have to take 30X plus 60Y. Let me explain. Because for one coupon, it's worth 30 ringgit. Faham ah? For one of this coupon is worth 30 ringgit. But for one Y coupon, it's worth 50 ringgit. So the total worth, I mean the total amount worth, the amount of money will be 30 times X plus 50 times Y. Then why I read 60? Why I read 60? 50 lah. Okay, sorry careless mistake. Okay, it should be 50 Okay, boleh faham kan? Okay, we have to times because this 30 ringgit is only worth for the amount of money for one coupon. For one, okay? So if you have three of this coupon, then the amount of money will be 3 times 30, right? But you have X amount now, so that's why you have to take 30 times X lah, and then plus 50 times Y. Okay, now we are done. Now we can continue with the matrix method to find the XY. Okay, how do we use matrix method to solve simultaneous? We will open bracket, bracket equals bracket, right? Okay, but if I look at this equation, I see that this equation actually can kecilkan. Kecilkan means like all these numbers can, how to say, you can simplify lah. The X plus Y 360, this one cannot simplify, tak boleh kecilkan. But this one can kecilkan. Why I say can kecilkan? All these numbers can divide 10. Okay, and it's recommended to make the number smaller. Because when the number is smaller, then it's like much more, your working would be easier. But actually, if you don't want to kecilkan, can also. Okay, but you'll get the same answer also. Okay, but I will kecilkan, so I'll take this whole thing divide by 10. All right, so this will end up with 1,400. Okay, okay, now we can continue with the matrix method. Okay, let me make space. Okay, let me move it over here. Okay, so now I will open 3 bracket like this. Okay, okay, so when we convert this equation, these two equations to matrix form, first we need to make sure the susunan kena betul dulu. Susunan means like the arrangement. So it has to be X, Y equals number. The arrangement should be like this for both equation. And if the arrangement already correct, then we can start writing the values inside here. So the first thing we have to look at is the number in front, which is the coefficient of X here. So nothing means 1. And then for Y, the coefficient is 1. The coefficient of X is 3. Coefficient of Y is 5. Coefficient means the number before. Again, the number before the XY. So we only focus on the number before the XY. So it's 1, 1, 3, 5. Okay, for the second bracket, now we focus at the unknown. The unknown ataupun the XY. So they write X first, means X tulis atas. Then the next one, Y tulis bawah. And then the last bracket is for the answer lah, the 360 and the 1,400. Okay, now I'm done. Now we can try to find XY. So how to find? We will pindah this whole matrix to the other side. And when we pindah to the other side, it becomes inverse. Because this one hubungan dia darab. Nothing here means like darab. Okay, times. So times kalau pindah jadi inverse. Okay. Matrix kalau times move to the other side becomes inverse. So later I have to take 1,135 inverse punya inverse, and then don't forget there is still something here 360 1,400. Okay. So now what I have to do? I will find the inverse of this lah. Okay. Do you remember how to find inverse? Okay, let me write down the formula for you. The formula to find inverse is, okay, let's say your it's like this, 1 over AD minus BC, and then DA negative B negative C. Okay, of course, this one is like assuming your matrix A is ABCD like this. Okay, like two row, two column, and then this is the formula to find inverse, right? Okay, let's apply the inverse formula. So it'll be 1 over, okay, the formula says AD minus BC. It means you have to darab silang macam ni. Okay, so you take 1 times 5 first, which is 5. So I'll do fast, I'll straight away write the answer. And then minus B times C, which is 3 times 1, 3, like this. Okay, why minus is because the formula. The formula says like that. Right? Okay, and this number down here, actually we call that the determinant. Okay, the determinant, the penyentuh. Okay, and this determinant cannot equal 0. Because if it equals 0, later 1 divide 0 become math error. Okay, so make sure bawah punya number bukan kosong. Kalau kosong means tak ada jawapan. No answer. Okay, so it's not 0 lah, 5 minus 3. So this one definitely boleh cari dia punya inverse. Okay, next step is to terbalikkan your AD. Okay, just now you take 1 times 5 first, right? So this pair I have to terbalik, I have to tukar tempat. So it becomes 5, 1 like this. And then what about the other pair, 3, 1? Okay, this one no need to tukar tempat, just tukar tanda. Tukar tanda means change sign. So 1 become negative, positive 3 become negative 3 like this. And then don't forget other lagi 360, 1400. Okay, now I can proceed, I can continue. Becomes xy. Okay, 1 over 5 minus 3. So 5 minus 3 is 2. So the determinant is 2. Right? Okay, what about these two matrix? Okay, these two you can times together. Right? Yeah, you can times together now. So when you times together, you will get 2 row, 1 column. Okay, when you take this matrix times this matrix, you'll get answer that look like this, 2 row 1 column, means you get satu nombor atas, satu nombor bawah macam tu. Okay, okay, macam mana saya tahu? Because this matrix is 2 row 2 column, 2 times 2, and this matrix is 2 times 1. Can you see 2 row 1 column? Alright, that is why I know because when you times this number and this number same, then only you can times the two matrix. Kalau nombor ni dengan nombor ni sama, baru boleh darab tau matrix. Kalau tak sama, tak boleh darab. So this one sama lah. And kalau sama, kita boleh potong. Tinggal 2 dengan 1. So that's why I know the answer looks like this 2 times 1. Right? Okay, now it's time to find out what's the number atas, nombor bawah. 2 times 1. Okay, cara dia darab macam ni. You have to take horizontal times vertical. So if I take AB like this, I darab with CD. Dia mesti horizontal times vertical. And you have to take A times C, B times D. Mesti mesti macam tu. A times C, B times D. You cannot take A times C, A times D. Itu salah. Siapa ajar macam tu? Salah. A times C, B times D. So it has to, let me circle it for you. So this is the horizontal, this is the vertical. Right? Then you take 5 times 360. A times C and then B times D will be negative 1 times 1400. Right? Okay. What about for the nombor bawah? You repeat the same process, but this time you take the next row. Okay, the next row, but this time same column lah. Yeah, because there's only one column here. Okay, there's only one for vertical, right? So this one times this one. So negative 3 times 360, same thing. AB times AC times BD. So negative 3 times 360, and then 1 times 1400. So 1 times 1400, right? Okay, if there's nothing in between means plus. Kalau tak ada benda sini means plus. Tapi kalau sudah ada minus, tak payah tulis. Tak payah tulis dah. Kalau sudah ada minus, tak payah. Alright, so let me continue from here. So it becomes what? XY equals 1 over 2. Okay, now I can press this whole thing in my calculator. So just press 5 bracket, 360, tutup bracket, minus 1 bracket, 1400. Okay, my calculator give me 400. So tulis lah. Okay, next one. Negative 3 times 360 plus 1400. My calculator give me 320. Okay, for the final step, I have to take these two numbers times 1 over 2. It means divide 2 lah. Darab 1 over 2 means bagi 2. So both numbers divide 2, you get 200. And then this one divide 2, you will get 160. Okay. Okay, so I think this is the answer, right? Yeah. But if you look at the question, they are asking you to find number of 30 ringgit coupon and 50 ringgit coupon. So I think I should write down for them number of RM30 coupons is berapa, and then write down for number of 50 ringgit coupons. Number of 50 ringgit coupons. Okay, which one is which one? Okay, just now I let X represents number of 30 ringgit coupon. So 30 ringgit coupon is X. X is 200, so 200 lah. And then number of 50 ringgit is Y, so that is 160. Okay? Okay, sudah siap. So this is how you do it. Okay, number 10. I already see this word, smart. So I know which chapter is this. Form 4, last chapter, chapter 10. This chapter is called Financial Management. Okay, dalam bahasa Melayu, pengurusan kewangan. Okay, Form 4 bab 10. Okay, let's read the question. Encik Nabil wants to buy a laptop. Boleh? For his younger son education within 6 months. Boleh? The laptop is worth 3,600. Boleh? Encik Nabil needs to save 600. Boleh? Okay, needs to save 600 a month from his monthly income of 5,800 to achieve his goal. Okay, let's think about this. Dia mau beli laptop. Laptop price 3,600. And he want to save 600 a month. It means he need to save 6 months lah. And it's enough because his goal memang he want to buy it within 6 months. So it's possible lah. If he 6 months, right? And his monthly income is 5,800 per month. So 1 month 5,800 and he's saving 600. Okay. And then he said, write the financial goals for Encik Nabil according to the SMART approach in the answer space provided. Okay, you need to know what is SMART stands for, right? So the SMART stands for specific, measurable, okay, boleh diukur, measurable. A is attainable, okay, boleh dicapai, attainable. R is realistic in bahasa Melayu is realistic also. T is the time bound, okay, means dia ada satu tempoh. Okay, ada satu time limit lah, tempo, time. Okay, so time bound actually I should textbook one it will write time bound. Okay, so your goal. Okay, what is SMART actually? What is SMART? SMART is actually a method ataupun a technique, to see whether your goal is a SMART goal or not, right? So if your goal ada follow 5 syarat ni, means your goal is a wise goal. It means it's good. Okay, because you ada ikut 5 syarat ni. Tapi kalau you punya goal tak spesifik ataupun tak realistic ataupun tak ada ikut 5 syarat ni, then this goal is you can't it's not achievable. Like this goal is very hard to achieve. Okay, so SMART is actually a cara to determine whether your goal is a bagus punya goal or tak bagus punya goal. Okay, so S is his goal specific? Yes, because he knows what he wants to buy. He wants to buy a laptop, right? Next one, measurable. Adakah dia punya goal measurable? Adakah dia punya goal boleh diukur? I mean measurable. So boleh diukur means do you know the price? Right? Measurable means do you know the price? The answer is yes, right? So we can write down the price of the laptop here. So yes, it's measurable because the price of laptop, he knows, he did the research, price of laptop is 3,600, right? Okay, next one, is it attainable? Adakah goal ni boleh dicapai? The answer is yes. And we should tell them how they will attain this goal. Kita kena tulis macam mana dia akan, apa yang dia buat untuk capai goal ni lah. So I will write can be achieved. Okay, yeah, it's attainable lah, can be achieved. So it can be achieved by what? By saving. It says here, right? By saving 600 a month, right? So RM 600 a month, and he decided to do that for 6 months, right? Saving 600 a month for 6 months. Okay, for 6 months. That's why it's attainable, right? Yeah, it's possible. Okay, is it realistic? Okay, when I teach my own student, I always said for realistic punya part, you always find out how many percent of his saving, right? How many percent he's saving. Okay, you cari berapa persen yang dia save from the income. If he save less than or kurang 10%, then it's realistic. Okay, that's what the textbook says lah. The textbook says you cannot save more than 10%. Okay, because 10 if you it means like 10% is like the how to say, the best percentage to save lah. Okay, so what you do now is you find the percentage. So how to find? So this guy is saving 600 per month from 5,800 salary a month. So if you convert this percentage, you times 100 like this, and you will get in percentage. Right? So let me press now. 5 times 100. Okay, my calculator give me 10.34. Okay, 10.34%. Okay, it's a little bit over the 10% already, right? Okay, but it's only a little bit. It's only a little bit over 10%. So I think we can say realistic. Okay, realistic. Yeah, it's realistic. Okay, because you are not saving like a lot of. If you save, like let's say you save 50%, then it's not realistic lah, because you spending you half of the expenses went to your savings, so it's not smart. Okay, it's not smart. Okay, it's not realistic. Okay, because you still have to pay for other expenses, right? So you shouldn't spend like 50%. You should only spend 10%, around 10%. Okay, so realistic, because 600 ringgit, RM 600 is only 10.34% from his monthly income. Okay, that's why it's realistic. Okay, it's not more than, it's like a little bit over 10% lah, so it's around 10%. So it's realistic to save this amount. Okay, last one is time bound. They already write for me 6 months, so yeah, that's the time limit. Okay, so that's it. So 3 marks. Oh, that's all lah. Oh, okay. So sudah siap lah. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna continue with bahagian B. So let's read number 11. Okay, Puan Zahara has an annual income of 52720 in 2023. So I think this is income tax question. Yeah, cukai pendapatan. Okay, they give us the annual income for 1 year. So when we kira cukai tax, income tax, cukai pendapatan, we always kira for 1 year. So this is the 1 year income. The amount of tax relief claimed by her is 19900. So this is the tax relief. I write short form TR. She has donated 250. This is what we call tax exemption. Okay, donate. And then zakat 360. This is the rebate. Okay. All right. So before I continue, I will tell you what we need to know about income tax. The steps to calculate income tax. Okay. So what is the step? Step number 1 is to calculate your chargeable income. Okay, chargeable income in Bahasa Melayu is pendapatan bercukai. The formula is to take the total annual income, okay, for 1 year, total annual income, minus with all the tax exemption and minus with all the tax relief. Okay, just to give you some example, tax exemption is donation. Okay, yang paling famous lah tax exemption yang selalu dia tanya is donate. Okay, so if they say mention something about donation, is tax exemption. That's why this question, when they mention donate, I straight away write tax exemption. Okay, tax relief ada banyak. Okay, ada banyak. Individual, insurance, banyak lah. Banyak. So I will not write example for that. Okay, so this is the basic idea. Second step, after you calculate your chargeable income, you will refer your tax rate table. So I'll just write here refer tax rate. Okay, means you look at the tax rate table, and they will give you the table. And I'm sure this question they give you also. Let me show you. This one. This table we call it the tax rate table. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's the step number 2. Okay. When you refer your tax rate table, you will get two information for your table from the table. Okay. You will get the two information. You will get the base tax and the balance. Okay. In Bahasa Melayu, cukai dasar and cukai baki. All right. Okay. But of course, you need to learn how to baca the jadual also lah. So later I will show you how to baca, how to get the base tax and balance tax. Later I'll show you. Okay. The third step is to take the base tax plus with the balance tax minus with the rebate. Okay, minus with rebate. Okay. Okay, for rebate, you have to take note. There is two types of rebate that you need to make sure you know. So the first type of rebate is the RM 400 rebate. But this rebate only have when your chargeable income is less than or equals 35,000. Okay, it means your chargeable income tak melebihi 35,000 baru you dapat 400 rebate. Your chargeable income is not more than 35,000. So it's like less than or equals 35,000, then you will get the 400 rebate. The second type of rebate is zakat. All right. And this zakat, you don't have to worry, because if there is zakat, they will mention it in the question, right? But this rebate, they won't mention it in the question. Like the first one, they won't mention it in the soalan. So this one, you have to be very careful. You have to memorize it lah. Okay. Okay. So once you do step 1, step 2, step 3, step 3 is take the base tax plus balance minus rebate, right? And after you do until step 3, you will get your income tax. So this is actually the formula for income tax. All right. So this is like step number 3. When you take this one plus this one minus this one, after you tekan tambah tolak rebate, after you minus rebate everything, you will get the answer for income tax. Okay. Okay, sometimes there's step number 4. Step number 4 is the PCB. Tapi ini only certain questions have this. Okay. Okay, but if they have it, you will see this word in the soalan. If you see PCB, then you have to do until step 4. Okay. This step 4 is like you have to compare your income tax with your PCB amount, right? And then there's two case one. One case is like you lebih bayar, another case is kurang bayar, right? Okay, but if I want to go into details, it will take a lot of time. So I will just give you like a rough idea. So this is like how to say, the big picture of this chapter of income tax. All right. Okay. So now with that being said, I will continue reading. So just now they mentioned something about annual income, and they mentioned tax extension, donation. Donate is tax relief. Sorry, terbalik. This one is tax relief. And then donate is tax extension, and then zakat, that's the rebate lah. So A, they says calculate the taxable income, and then they ask, does one Zara qualified for a tax rebate of 400? Give your justification. Okay, if they want to find taxable income, means they want to find chargeable income. Okay, taxable income and chargeable income is the same thing. Okay, dalam bahasa Melayu, pendapatan bercukai. Okay, I told you right just now, chargeable income in bahasa Melayu is pendapatan bercukai. So the method is to take total annual income minus tax exemption minus tax relief. So total annual income 52720 minus with the tax exemption 250, and then minus with tax relief 199. 0, 0. Okay, the 360 don't minus. If you minus that, then it's wrong. I told you already, this 360 is zakat, is rebate. This rebate, you don't minus first. Okay, this 360, when will you minus? You minus last kali. You see, you minus last kali, right? At step 3. Okay, you don't minus in the beginning. If you minus in the beginning, then salah already. Okay, let's press calculator. 52720 minus 250 minus 19900. Okay, my calculator give me 32570. Let's write RM here because this is the final answer, right? Okay, this is only the first part. The second part, they say they ask you to determine whether Puan Zara qualify for the tax rebate 400. Okay, this they are asking about this 400 rebate, right? So do you remember I told you this 400 rebate is you only will get the 400 when your chargeable income does not exceed 35,000. Okay, when your pendapatan bercukai tak melebihi 35,000. So let me ask you this. Your chargeable income now is 32570. Adakah dia melebihi 35,000 or tidak melebihi? Tidak melebihi, right? Yeah, it does not exceed 35,000. So if it does not exceed 1,000, it's qualified. This means Puan Zahara is qualified. So I'll just write here, does Puan Zahara qualify for tax rebate? I'll just say she is qualified. Or just write qualify lah. I think you write qualify is good enough. So I'll just write qualify for how much? 400 RM 400 rebate. RM 400 rebate. Okay, they say give your justification. So because chargeable income, her chargeable income, her chargeable income. Okay, use this word does not exceed. Okay, does not exceed. Does not exceed means tidak melebihi, not more than lah. It means does not exceed RM 35,000. Right? And you can even put bracket in bracket for them and write 32570 is lesser than 35K. Right? Just write like this. Okay, if you write like this, then it's like very complete lah. Right? Okay, so that's how I would write it. Okay, sudah siap? Let me scroll down. Okay, what they want for B. So let's read the question. Encik Halim is the husband of Puan Zahara. So now he's talking, tadi cerita pasal Puan Zahara, now husband dia pula. So Encik Halim's annual income is 65234. So if you are talking about husband, then the husband will have his own income, his own rebate, and all those things lah. Okay, he had paid zakat of 450. So this is the zakat rebate for husband. So I'll just write here rebate to remind myself other zakat, other rebate. And then the following is the tax relief that they want to claim. So this is Encik Halim, the husband punya tax relief. But there is Puan Zahara punya tax relief also. Alright. And then it says here calculate the income tax payable by Encik Halim and his wife using joint tax assessment. So taksiran cukai bersama. So they want to find what? They want to find income tax, but using joint tax assessment. Okay, in your syllabus, you actually learn about this. Okay, you learn about joint tax assessment and separate tax assessment. Okay, separate tax assessment is like you kira husband punya like individual lah. It means like what Encik Halim kira sendiri, Puan Zahira kira asing, separate. Okay, ya itu kira asing kalau separate tax assessment. Tapi kalau joint tax assessment means you will gabung both income, gabung both exception, gabung all relief, gabung all rebate, like everything gabung. It means you will combine two persons income together and combines all the two relief together and combine everything combine lah. So it's like two person combine jadi one person macam tu. Okay. So now can you tell me how to find the income tax? First step is what? Is to take the chargeable, to find the chargeable income, right? But you have to take total annual income minus exception minus relief, and they already give you the relief here, right? But you have to be careful because you cannot just take the relief tambah, because there's a limit. Tax relief, there's always limit. So you have to check whether the sum of the husband and wife, you have to check whether dia ada lebih limit tu ke tak. Sebab kalau sudah lebih limit, then you tak boleh ambil already. You can only take until the limit, right? Oh, and one more thing, individual punya limit is always 9,000. Okay? I know they never write it. They never say the individual limit is 9,000, right? But you need to know that the individual limit, dia punya height mesti 9K. Okay? Yeah, for every, not just for this question, for every question, for every case. Okay? So remember that. Okay, so individual limit 9,000. So can you tell me what it will be the total? So I'll just write joint tax, joint. Okay? So when you join them together, you take 9,000 times 9,000, 9,000 plus 9,000, which is 18,000. But I told you already, the limit for individual is only 9,000. So you cannot take more than 9,000. It means if the total here when you tambah is more than 9,000, then you cannot take more than 9,000 because there's a limit. So you only can take 9,000. What about lifestyle? The limit is 2,500. Okay, if you take 2,000 plus 2,800, it will be more than 2,500. Sudah lebih limit already. So you will take the limit. Alright? Tapi kalau tak lebih limit, then you take the jumlah hasil tambah lah. Kalau tak lebih limit. Tapi kalau sudah lebih limit, then you can only take the limit amount. Okay, next one is husband, wife, sini limit 4,000. And here it says 4,000 for joint tax assessment. Maksudnya ini boleh ambil 4,000 lah. Okay. Sebab kita join dua-dua. Alright, next one, what happens if you join this and this? If you tambah, you get will it more than 7,000? There's a limit 7,000. So 4,000 plus 6,000. This one is like confirm more than 7,000, right? So confirm you cannot take the hasil tambah. You cannot take the sum of these two. You have to take the limit because it's already more lebih daripada limit. Okay, last one. 3,500 plus 2,400. If you plus this, it will be definitely more than the limit 3,000 already. So you cannot take the sum hasil tambah. Instead, you only and can take 3,000 limit. Okay. And if I am you, I will tambah all these numbers to get the total tax relief. Okay. So let's tambah now. 9,000 plus 2.5K plus 4K plus 7K plus 3K. Okay, my calculator give me 25500. But of course, this is not your answer. This is just the total tax relief if you join both the husband and wife. Okay. Okay, now let's find the income tax for joint tax assessment. So step number one is find the chargeable income, right? So I'll write chargeable income. Ataupun dalam bahasa Melayu, pendapatan bercukai. Okay. Okay, according to the formula here is I have to take total annual income minus exception minus relief, right? But you are kira for joint tax assessment. It means you kira for husband and wife joined together. So you have to take the annual income will be wife punya total annual income and husband punya tambah together. So wife punya is 52720. So this is the total annual income, but the husband also got his own annual income 65234. So I have to plus these two. Okay, after plus you have to minus with total tax exemption minus total tax relief. But for husband and wife joined together, combined together. So tax exemption donation for the wife is 250 only, right? Yeah, for wife dia ada 250 saja for tax exemption. But what about tax exemption for husband? For husband tak ada. Yeah, for husband tak ada. Yeah, so it means that the only tax exemption yang you kena minus is the 250 lah. Okay, what about the total tax relief? Okay, the total tax relief is this one lah. You already combine both ma. So it's like everything here. So it's like 25500. Okay, everything here. Okay, I already joined them up just now. Okay, so this is how you do it, right? Okay, some student might make this careless mistake. Some student they might go and minus the 19900 here. Okay, like they will minus the one. Wrong you cannot minus that because why this 19900 is the tax relief for the wife, the wife. And just now you already get your total tax relief with the husband together already. It means the 19900 is actually included inside already. It's included inside the 25500. So if you minus the 1990, then it's wrong already. Okay. And another thing to remember, don't minus the rebate now. The 360 rebate, that one later. That one last kali baru you minus. Okay. Don't minus in the first step. Okay. In the beginning, we don't minus the rebate one. Okay. Now we can press all this in our calculator and we will get the chargeable income. 52720 plus 65234 minus 250 minus 25500. Okay, I get it. Now, my calculator give me 92204. But this is not your answer. This is, I only finished finding the chargeable income. Next step is to refer the tax rate, and then get the base tax and the balance lah. Okay, so this one I have to refer the table, right? So 92204 belongs to this bracket, right? 70,000 to 100K, right? So I will get my base tax and I will get my balance. Okay, dalam bahasa Melayu, cukai dasar and the cukai baki lah. Okay, I always teach my student the way to baca this jadual is focus on three things. Focus on this, focus on this, and focus on this. The rest all no need to tak payah tengok. Okay, the rest all jangan tengok. The rest all is like just confusing only. So the only thing you have to look at is this, and this. The rest tak payah tengok. So what does it mean by 70,000 pertama 4,600? It means the cukai dasar base tax is 4,600. Okay, the RM, the amount that this amount is the cukai dasar. Okay, cukai yang you confirm kena bayar. Okay, for 70,000 pertama, right? Then what about the 21%? This 21% means you have to take the balance times with 21%. How to get the balance? You take 92204, the chargeable income, minus with 70,000. Okay, that is why I said you can have to look at this three is important, right? Because this will tell you the 4,600 is for 70,000 pertama. That's why you have to minus to get the balance, and then the balance times with 21%, like this, right? So this is how you calculate the cukai baki lah. Okay, let's use calculator and press this minus 70K and then answer times 0.21. Okay, I get it already. 4662.84. Okay, 4662.84. Okay, now I have to tambah these two. Alright. So if I scroll up, you will see it here, right? After you get your base tax, balance tax, you plus them together and then minus rebate, and then sudah siap, and then you get your income tax, right? And I don't think this question asks for PCB. They never mention PCB in the question, so you don't have to do the step 4. So just take your base tax plus balance tax and then minus rebate, then you get your answer already, right? Okay, so what is the income tax? So I will just write, okay, I don't have enough space, I just write here lah, income tax equals, okay, your base tax is 4,600 plus with the 4662.84, right? And now I have to minus with the rebate. Okay, minus with the rebate. Okay, rebate, I asked you to memorize, right? So make sure you remember this. Rebate got two types of rebate. First type is the 400 ringgit rebate. Second type is the zakat. Okay, the rebate 400 confirm they won't get it. You know why? Because you join both income. So your chargeable income will be very big. Okay, it'll be very big. So you can see your chargeable income is like 90K plus already. But you only get the 400 rebate when your chargeable income does not exceed 35,000. But now it's like 90K already, 90K plus already. So it's already melebihi 35,000. So you can't get the 400 rebate. Okay, so the only rebate you have to check is zakat. Okay, so the zakat for husband and wife, you have to sum them up lah. So the zakat for wife is 360, and husband also got zakat 450. So sekarang kena minus the rebate 360 and 450. So I'll just write here minus 360 and then minus 250. 450. Sorry, 450, right? For the husband. Let me double check. Minus 4. Yeah, 450. Yeah. Okay, so now you just have to press this, then you will get full mark for this question. Okay. Okay, so let me press 4600 plus answer minus 360 minus 450. Okay, my calculator give me 8452.84. Right? So write RM lah, because this is the final answer. So this is the total income tax needs to be paid by them. Okay, using joint tax assessment. So how many marks for this question? 5 marks, 4 marks. So in total 9 marks lah. Okay, sudah siap? Okay, let's do number 12. Table 1 shows the achievements of two pupils in 6 physics tests. The mean for both pupils is 70.5. I'm sure this will be important later. This 70.5. Okay, but they also mentioned about 6 physics tests. So what does it mean? If I tambah all these numbers, do I get 6? 1 plus 2, 2, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, 6, right? So 6 physics tests, but the mean for both pupils is 70.5. What does it mean by that? Mean for both pupils 70.5. Does that mean that, okay, double, let's look at the table first. Complete table in answer space given. Oh, so like that. Okay, so I think I know what's this means already. This means 70.5. I think it will be important later, so I will write it here. So this means 70.5 means what? For Sarah, the mean is 70.5. For Haziq, the mean is also 70.5. Because they say mean for both pupil is 70.5. So they both have the same mean lah. Sarah and Haziq. Okay. Okay, but A, they want you to complete table in the answer space. So let's complete this table. So let's just follow what they want. So what they want here, X. And they even write here is midpoint. Yeah, because this is group data, right? So when it's a group data, you will find the midpoint when you want to find mean or variance or standard deviation. Yeah. For group data memang macam tu. Because your data is a class. So you need to use the midpoint. Okay, how to find midpoint is take the lower limit plus upper limit divide 2. It means 51 plus 60 equal and then answer divide 2. Okay, my calculator give me 55.5. So you just write. Okay. And I'm sure the next one you know how to do. Just you repeat the same thing. 61 plus 70 divide 2, 65.5, this one 75.5, this one 85.5, right? Okay, the next one, they want you to take x square, okay? So let's just follow lah, okay? I also don't know why they want me to square it, but just ikut saja lah, because you want to complete the table, so you just square all the midpoint lah, right? So you just square everything, and if you press correctly, you will get 3080.25, okay? Just take the 55.5 square, Okay, what is 65.5 square? 4290 4290.25. Okay, so just write it. And then the next one is 75.5 square. You will get 5700.25. So write it. Next one is 85.5 square. 7310.25. Okay, now done. Now the next thing what they want here. Okay, they got give us the frequency 1221 and then total frequency is 6. Okay, no problem. And suddenly they want me to find the f times with x square. So they want you to take the f, this is the f times with x square. So I think maybe later they will ask you to find standard deviation or variance lah. Because only in variance standard deviation you need to take the frequency times with the x square. Okay. Only in variance and standard deviation saja you will do like that, right? So high chance later they will ask you to find variance ataupun standard deviation. Okay, high chance. Okay, so let's take 1, which is the f, times with x square. So when you times 1, you will get 3080.25. Next one, 2 times 4290.25. So you get 8580.5. Okay, use your calculator. This one, use your calculator also. 2 times 5700.25. You get 11400.5. And next one is like 1 times this one, you will get same thing, 7310.25. Okay, and this one you sum them up, tambah semua, and then you write here because this is the jumlah, right? It means the sum of everything. So when you tambah semua, what you get? 30371.5. Okay, when you sum up all the fx square. Okay, okay. What about for Haziq? Haziq, you also the Haziq frequency is 2112. So how to get the fx square? You have to take the frequency of Haziq 2 times with x square, which is this. So when you take 2 times this, you will get 6160.5. Okay, just use calculator, tekan saja lah. Okay, 1 times 4290.25 is 4290.25. And then the next one is 1 times 5700.25, you get 5700.25. Okay. Okay, for the last one is what? Frequency is 2 times with 7310.25. So this one you get 14620.5. Okay, and then jumlahkan semua, tambah semua lah. All these 4 numbers tambah semua, and you will get 30771.5. Okay, all right. There's nothing to teach here. Just tekan calculator saja. Okay, there's no tips I can give you here. Just tekan saja. Okay, but the part A, they only want us to complete the table 2 marks. So I'm done. Sudah set already. Okay. Okay, so let's B. Let's see what they want B. Based on table 1, Cikgu Izzati had to choose one student to participate in a physics quiz competition, while another student to participate in the SPM physics camp. So I want to choose one student to participate physics quiz, another student participate in SPM physics camp. Okay, so a student with consistent achievement will be selected to participate in a physics quiz. So the keyword here is consistent and physics quiz. So siapa yang lagi consistent, siapa yang join physics quiz. And then they say determine who is eligible to be selected to participate in the 2 different program, justify your answer. So I think later my final answer I have to write down whether Sarah and Haziq siapa masuk physics quiz and siapa masuk physics camp. And I also have to mention why we mention the reason lah. Okay. Okay, but they got mentioned here siapa yang consistent will join physics quiz. So how can I find out siapa lebih consistent? You find out using measures of dispersion, right? You find out using measures of dispersion. You cari guna sukatan serakan. Okay, measures of dispersion. Okay, how many measures of dispersion you learn in your Form 5 chapter 8? How many measures of dispersion? 4 only, right? You learn about range, julat, interquartile range, julat antara quartile, variance, and standard deviation, which is standard CCM PY. Okay, these 4, you can use these 4 things to calculate, to kira, to measure how dispersed is the data, or like how consistent is the data. So if your measures of dispersion very small, your dispersion very small, it means the data very consistent, very consistent. But if dispersion very big, then the data is less consistent. Okay, because dispersion means serakan. So if your data dispersion, the serakan sangat tinggi, sangat serak, sangat serak, sangat serak, berselerak. So kalau dia sangat berselerak means dia tak consistent lah, sebab dia sangat serak. Okay, sangat serak. But if the dispersion sangat kecil, it means very small, dia less serak, it means dia sangat consistent lah. Right? So how can we determine who's more consistent? How can we know Sarah and Haziq is more consistent? You can use any of this to calculate, right? So I will tell you, you should use standard deviation. Okay? Because now we are comparing. We are comparing Sarah and Haziq, right? And just now when I fill in this table, I already mentioned, right? If they want us to find the fx square, then confirm it means that we need to find the variance or the standard deviation one, right? So I will use standard deviation, right? So which one have smaller standard deviation? Dia yang lagi consistent. Okay. Okay, I'll write down the formula for variance and standard deviation. So the variance formula is like this: sum of x square over n minus mean square. Okay. But sometimes if your data have frequency, then you have to go with this sum of fx square over the sum of f minus mean square. Alright. Actually, both this formula is for variance, but usually for group data, you will use this one for group data, because for group data, it will have frequency. Okay. Yang atas, we use it when it's ungrouped data. Okay. Okay, let's talk about standard deviation. Standard deviation is the same formula. It's also sum of x square over n minus mean square. But for standard deviation, the other square root lah, right? So same with this. The formula will be exactly the same with this. Sum of fx square over total f minus mean square. But the standard deviation, the other square root lah, right? So later I will use this formula. I mean the standard deviation formula. Okay? Okay, and don't forget we already have the mean for both students, which is 70.5. Right? So before you calculate standard deviation, you need to make sure you have mean first. If you don't have, you better find your mean first. Kalau tak, jangan cari standard deviation dulu. Okay, make sure ada mean baru cari. So, but this one very lucky because they already give it to us. The mean for Sarah and Haziq both is 70.5. So I don't have to calculate myself. But if you want to calculate yourself, again can also. Okay, the formula will be take the midpoint times with the frequency and then divide with total frequency. It means you take 55.5 times 1 plus 65.5 times 2 plus 75.5 times 2 plus 11, and then divide total frequency 6. Alright? And I already try it before. You really get the same answer, 70.5. So I'm not gonna waste your time. But if you want to try it, you try yourself. Okay, so I will start now. I will write Sarah here. Sarah. and I will start to find the standard deviation for Sarah. And since I already have the mean, so I can straight away go to standard deviation, straight away do it. So the formula is square root. So I'll draw a very big square root like this. Okay, okay, not so big, maybe like this. Okay, and then I'll draw a panjang punya line macam ni, and then I will start using the formula, this formula. Okay, because got frequency, yeah. So you take fx square total. Okay, but do you remember just now you already find out all the fx square here, right? And you even already jumlahkan tadi. You already sum them up. You already total up. So you straight away take this value. So you don't need to draw your line so panjang actually. You can just put it here and then just letak macam ni and then just masuk the jumlah for fx square is 30371.5. You don't have to times anything plus already because this one is already like you already this is already the fx square, right? And you already jumlahkan already. So that's why you can straight away write it like this. Okay, divide with total frequency which is 6 and then minus mean square. Okay, the mean for Sarah is 70.5. Okay, the mean for both Sarah and Haziq both they have the same mean. Okay, because this one the soalan yang bagi tahu punya. Okay, now we can press this 30371.5 divide 6 minus 70.5 square. Okay, my calculator terus square root lah. Terus square root. Straight away write the final answer. Okay, I'll write in 4 significant figure sebab dia ada bagi banyak decimal place. So I'll just write 9.574. So this is good enough. So this is for Sarah. Okay, let's find for Haziq now. So Haziq, okay, the standard deviation formula is the same, square root, and then the formula is the total. This symbol means total, sum. Okay, sum. Ambil jumlah lah. Okay, jumlah hasil tambah fx square bahagi jumlah f. So the fx square everything is here already. The jumlah also you find already. So masukkan saja 30771.5 divide with total frequency which is 6 also. Because for Haziq, the total frequency is 6 minus mean square. Okay, the mean tak payah cari already. The mean is 70.5. Because the soalan already mentioned atas tadi. Okay, the mean for both, they both have the same mean. Okay, okay, so sekarang boleh tekan lah. So 30771.5 divide 6 minus 70.5 square. Okay, I will straight away square root and write the answer. Okay, my calculator give me, okay, I write in 4 significant figures, so 12.58. Okay, so this is the standard deviation for Haziq. Okay, but wait, why we find the standard deviation just now? What's the purpose behind? Kenapa saya tiba-tiba cari standard deviation? Because they ask us to determine siapa masuk quiz, siapa masuk camp, right? And they say siapa yang consistent masuk quiz. So I think now I can determine siapa lebih consistent lah. Wait, consistent masuk apa? Quiz ah. Yeah, quiz. So I'll just write here. Siapa masuk quiz, uh, siapa masuk quiz, siapa masuk camp lah. So I will choose the one yang lagi consistent. So Sarah or Haziq? Sarah. Sarah is more consistent. So I will just write Sarah. Sarah. Uh, Sarah should be selected. Okay, ataupun will be selected. Should be selected to quiz. How they mention it just now? Student with will be selected, so should be selected physics quiz, right? So I'll just write Sarah should be selected to physics quiz. Physics quiz. Because what? Because her standard deviation is smaller, right? When your standard deviation is smaller means you are very consistent. You are more consistent lah. So a standard deviation is smaller, right? And you can also write that uh smaller than Haziq lah. Smaller than Haziq. And then you can also write she is more consistent. Okay. Sarah is more consistent. Okay. Because when you have smaller standard deviation, it means you are more consistent, right? And I also should mention Haziq. Okay, Haziq. So Haziq will join the other program. What's the other program? SPM Physics Camp. So just write lah, Haziq. Haziq will participate. Had to choose one to determine who is eligible. Okay, so Haziq should be selected should be selected to the SPM physics camp because he's less consistent. Less consistent masuk camp. Yang more consistent dia masuk quiz. Okay. So did I answer the question? Determine where who is eligible to selected to participate. Two different justify answers. So I think I write down uh siapa masuk program apa, and I also write down the reason, right? So yeah, this is good enough. So sudah siap. Okay. Okay, let's continue with question number 13. Okay, just by looking at this diagram, I already know it's a Form 4 chapter, and I think it's chapter 5, is it? The network graph theory punya chapter. Dalam bahasa Melayu, rangkaian dalam teori graph. Okay, okay, let's read the question. Diagram shows an undirected. Undirected means graph yang tak terarah, yang tak ada direction, undirected. So there's no arrow here. And a weighted graph. Weighted graph means graph berpemberat. It means this graph punya edge dia akan ada labeling macam ni. And this labeling we call it weight. Okay, pemberat. And this pemberat dia adalah satu information tau. Okay, and they will always tell you what the information represents. So they said of a dispatcher, okay, the weight represents distance in meter. See, the weight here, all this number represents distance. But it can tak semestinya represent distance lah. Dia boleh represents price or distance or like any other stuff lah. Dia boleh represent whatever. But in this case, it represents distance in meter. So ini semua jarak dalam meter. Okay, ini semua 300, 300, 150, 500. Ini semua meter. Okay. Okay, now it says find the difference between what? Between the longest distance and the shortest distance from A to F. Right? So I have to bulat A and bulat F, and I have to go from A to F, but I need to find out the longest distance and the shortest distance. Right? Okay. I think I want to find out the longest distance first, right? I want to find out the longest distance first. So how to find out the longest distance? If I am you, I will write down all the possible jalan. Okay, I'll write down all the possible jalan. So what is the possible jalan? I can go from A to B, right? And then go to B. After go to B, go to C. Okay, C, and then go to E, and then D, F. Okay, E, D, F. This is the first possibility, right? So how I go just now, A, B. Okay, I should use a highlight to highlight this dot. So A, B, and then C, and then E, and then D, and then F. So you can actually jalan which mana-mana route pun boleh, but you have to make sure F is the last one because it's going from A to F. Okay, what's the other possibility? You can also jalan A to okay, if I go to A to B, what if I go B to E? Cannot, right? Because if I go A B E, then I will get stuck here. Because if you go A B E, later how you supposed to move? If you move here, then you missed out this already, and you are finding the longest distance now. So I think the longest distance will be the one yang passes through every, because you want it to be longest, you want it to be maximum. So kalau you nak maximum, you will make sure you passes through lagi banyak line, lagi panjang lah, lagi you punya distance lagi longer. So I want to make sure it passes through every to find the longest one. Okay, so the other longest one would be ABD also cannot, because if you go ABD, then you have no choice already. Okay, you have to go F already. If you go like EC, then it's like you cannot reach F last already because you have to go back. Okay, like yeah. So the longest distance cannot be like this. So I think you can only passes through one route. You can only passes through sekali saja. It means you cannot repeat the same route two times. Okay, so AB, I think this is the only jalan yang ada kalau you jalan AB. So let's try with AC lah. Okay, okay. I think if you go AC, there's a lot of possibility yang you boleh jalan. So let me use marker red color. So if you go AC, what happens? You can go AC and then CB, right? CB, and then BE, ED, EF. I will try to make sure I passes through all the vertex because I want the longest. So A to C, C to B, and then B to E, and then E to D, D to F. But it's also possible if I go A to C and I don't want to go B, I go E, right? I go E and then B, D, F can also. So I go E and then BDF. This is another route, right? And I also see another one which is ACE. ACE. Okay, just now I go ACE, BDF, right? What if I go ACE? I go D first. Can also, right? I go D first and then go B, go F. Okay? Yeah. So ada possible jalan. A A B C E D. First one is A B C E D F. And then A C B E D F A C E B D F A C E D B F. What if I go A C E B? Okay, I think that's all lah. I think this is the only four possibility for longest distance lah. So I think if I calculate all this distance here, then I will tahu siapa longest lah. Okay, so let's do for this one A to B 800. So I mean the blue color lah, just plus all the blue color one. So the blue color, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So tambah semua blue color, tekan in your calculator 800 plus 850 plus 750 plus 150 plus 300. Okay, my calculator give me 2850. Okay, 2850. So if I jalan this, the total distance is 2850. Okay, but is this the longest distance? I don't know yet. I have to do for all the jalan. So the next one is A to C. Okay, the red color line lah. The red color line. So A to C 700, and then plus C to B 850, and then plus B to E 500, and then plus E to D 150, and then D to F 300, and then that's all. Okay, so let's plus all these red color numbers 700 plus 850 plus 500, 150 plus. Okay, my calculator give me 2500. So that, wait, did I press correctly? AC, yeah, correct lah, 2500. So this one 2500. Okay, what about the next line? The next line is A to C, which is 800. So press in your, I mean, sorry, 700. So press 700 plus. Next one is C to E, which is 750. So press, and then E to B. E to B is 500. So tekan 500. And then B to D, which is 300. So plus 300, press in your calculator. And then plus D to F, which is another 300. Okay, my calculator give me 2550. So the distance of this, if you walk this way, it will be 2550. Okay, let's get for the last one. A to C to E to D. Okay, so how? A to C. So 700. And then plus what? Plus C to E, which is this one, 750. So press plus 750 plus. And then E to D, which is this one, 150. So 150. And then D to B. D to B is 300. And then plus B to F, which is 650. Okay, I get it now. 2550. Okay, 2550. Okay, after finding all this jalan, I think I know which one is the longest distance. So the longest distance will be which one? This one. 2850, right? But the soalan asks you to find difference between longest distance and the shortest distance. Okay, I already know the longest distance, but what is the shortest distance? So longest is 2850, eh? But what is the shortest? Okay, shortest, we just go from A to F and we try to reach there as fast as possible lah. So what if I go like this? A to B, B to F. This is very short, right? So the distance will be 800 plus 650, which is 1450. But let's check whether they ada lagi jarak yang lagi shorter. Okay, we have to make sure we choose the shortest one. So if I go like this, is 1450. Is there any shortest? Is this the shortest distance? Okay, let's try with another way. 700 plus 850. Okay, cannot lah. If you go like that, it's like already 1500 already. So I don't think you can go there. What if I go here? Cannot also, because it's 700 plus 750 is 1450 already, and you haven't even reached F, right? So I think I have to give up going C. I think the only way is to go B, right? So if I go B, I go F, it will be 800 plus 650. But what if I go B and then I go D? Go D better, because it's like only 300, right? So it'll be 800 plus 300 plus 300. Okay, 800 plus 300 plus 300, it will be 1400 if you press calculator. So this is actually shorter, right? if you go ABF like that, it's 1450, right? But if you go 800 and then go 300 corner, this is shorter because it's 1400, right? But what if you go 800, go 500 here? Okay, cannot. If you go like that, it will be 1300 and then plus 150 plus 300, then it's like it's longer already. So I think I know which one is the shortest now. The shortest will be A to B, B to D, D to F. Okay, and the distance is 800 plus 300 plus 300, which is 1400. Okay, and then the longest is this one. Okay, now we can find the difference lah. So the difference between the longest distance and shortest distance, just take 2850. Oh, excuse me. And then minus with 1400. Okay, when I tekan this, I'll get the answer. So let me press. Okay, I get it. My calculator give me 1450. Right? So this is the difference. Okay, write the unit lah in meters. This is in meters. Okay, I think I'm done with the part A. Let's scroll down, do part B. Okay, part B says what? Given the shortest average speed from A to F is 70 meter per minute, hence calculate the time taken in seconds. Wait, I don't understand. Shortest average speed from A to F. Laju purata jarak terpendek dari A ke F 70. Oh, it means the shortest distance I take just now, they give you the average speed, right? And then want to find the time. Okay, the soalan B, I'll do it here. So we already know the shortest distance is 1400, right? And they give you the average speed. So let's talk about average speed. Punya average speed dia bagi and they give you is 70 meter per minute. Okay, let's talk about average speed formula. The formula for average speed is you take the total distance divide with total time, right? Total distance, total time. But of course, your distance should be in meter and your time should be in minutes. Because if you look at the unit here, it's 70 meter per minute. So obviously, the distance should be in meter, time should be in minute. So can you tell me, ada tak distance in meter? Ada, 1400. Because they already tell you this is speed, the shortest distance, jarak terpendek dari A ke F. So the shortest is 1400. But then what is the total time? Okay, the total time dia sebenarnya suruh you cari tahu, calculate the time taken in seconds. Oh, but they went in seconds. But actually, when you pindah, you will get in minutes actually. You know why, right? Because this one is meter per minute. So if you try to find this, you are finding the time in minute. But it's okay, we can convert later. So let's find the time in minutes first. So how to pindah? Okay, the T I can pindah atas like this. And then the 70 I can pindah bawah. So it become 1400 divide 70. Maksudnya yang bahagi jadi darab, darab jadi bahagi. They just tukar tempat. So now your T will be ini bahagi ni lah. So you get 20. Tapi ini bukan jawapan. Ini bukan jawapan. This is just the minutes. 20 minutes, right? So how to convert to second? They want to find second. So I'll just write time taken in seconds will be 20 times 60. Because 1 minute, 60 seconds. This one is 20 minutes. Okay, this one is minutes. MINS. So you have to time 60 to convert second. So you get 1200 second. Right? So ini jawapan dia. 1200. Okay, sudah siap. Alright, C, it says what? Draw a weighted tree that represents the minimum distance, for his trip if he needs to deliver parcel to all places starting from A to F. Okay, we need to understand what is tree. What is tree? So tree is actually a subgraph. So let me explain to you what is tree. Tree is actually a subgraph. Okay, what is subgraph? Subgraph means a part of the graph or the whole graph redrawn. Dalam bahasa Melayu, subgraph is actually sebahagian daripada graph ataupun the whole graph redrawn. It means later when I draw tree, I have to make sure I draw a part of the graph. Sebahagian daripada graph ataupun the whole graph, right? Okay. But bukan itu saja. Tree, there is 4 characteristic. Dia ada 4 ciri-ciri yang you kena tahu. So tree, it has to be simple graph. Okay. Ini penting This one they like to ask in exam one. In paper one also sometimes they come out this. So tree has to be simple graph, means no multiple edges, no loops. Next one, all vertices are connected. So all vertices must be connected. It means tak boleh ada isolated vertex. Tak boleh ada vertex yang tak ada apa, tak ada line sambung sana. Okay, the third characteristic is your NE, number of edges, is always NV minus 1. Okay, and then the next one is tak boleh ada cycle, no cycle. Okay, no cycle means tak ada kawasan yang tertutup. Okay, tak ada cycle, tak ada kitaran. Okay, so need to memorize all these four. Okay, alright, so I think I can start to draw my tree now, but they did mention they want the minimum distance, right? Okay, I hope none of you go and draw the ABDF punya. No, no, no. I told you already, tree has to be all vertices connected. It means you have to make sure all the vertices are connected. It means you have to pass through all the vertex. So we cannot actually take the shortest from here. Cannot. You actually have to take the shortest from here. Why? Because only this will pass through all the vertex. You faham kan? So you have to choose A to F, but you have to choose the one that passes through all the vertex. Okay, you have to choose the minimum distance from A to F, but you have to make sure you passes through all the other vertex. So what I recommend you do is you letak all the vertex first. Okay, so A is here. So A is here, and then B is like here. It means you letak siap-siap dulu lah the vertex, because you already know you have to join all the vertex. So F, D, E, C. So F is like slightly lebih kurang here, and then E is a bit like this, and then D is like this, C is like this. Okay, like roughly the position, make it like this, right? Okay, I see that already. This one is EDF. This one is E, this one is D, right? Oops. Okay, so this one is E, this one is D. Okay. Okay, of course you cannot simply join the lines. You have to, because I told you already, tree is actually a subgraph, right? Subgraph means it's a part of the graph or the whole graph. So for example, if A to C tak ada, if A to E tak ada line, it means that you can't just draw the line yourself, right? Because you have to make sure it's sebahagian daripada graph. Okay, they want minimum distance. So can you tell me minimum is what? I have to tengok from here and choose the paling kecil punya. So paling kecil just now is 2,500, right? Out of these four lah. Okay, because only these four will passes through all the vertex. Hanya empat option ni saja yang akan passes through all the vertex. So we have to choose the paling shortest one lah from these four. So 2,500. So you have to jalan A to C, C to B, B to E, D to F. So A C B E D F. So you just sambung A C B and then E D F like this. Okay, just sambung semua ni. Alright. Okay, it will roughly look like this. A, C, B, E, D, F. Okay, my A position is a bit off already. So the A should be here. Okay. So remember, tree is actually a subgraph. So you have to make sure when you draw, it's actually part of the graph. Okay, it's part of the graph. Okay, this F also is a bit off. So it's a bit like this one. Okay, okay lah, something like this. A, C, B, E, D, F. Right? Okay, make sure you label also. So A to C is what? 700, 850. 700, 850. And then BEDF. BEDF. So this is the line. 500, 150, 300. 500, 150, 300. Okay, I think that's all. You will get full mark if you do like that. Let's check the labeling one more time. 800, 50, 500, 150. Yeah. Okay, sudah siap. That's all. Okay, now I'm at question 14. So let's read the question. 14a, state the amplitude and the period for trigonometric function 3 cos 3x plus 2. Okay, this is a trigonometry question and they ask for graph. Okay, so they want you to state the amplitude and period. Okay, okay, what is amplitude? Amplitude is 3. Okay, amplitude is 3. Okay, if you want to know the amplitude, just look at this number right here. Okay, so when we write the equation for the trigonometric function, it will look like this: a cos bx plus c. Okay, so the a will tell you the amplitude. Okay, the a will tell you the amplitude. So if the a is 3, automatic the amplitude is also 3 lah. Okay, next is period. Okay, period ataupun tempo. Let's talk about what's the meaning first. Period is the horizontal length. Horizontal length, ataupun horizontal distance of one cycle. What's the meaning of horizontal length of one cycle? It means when you finish one course graph, what is the horizontal length from here to here? Because this is one cycle, right? One course graph, right? So what they're asking is like what's the horizontal distance here, right? So you have to ambil nilai ni lah, right? And there is a formula to find period. You just take 360 bahagi b, right? So what is b? B is the the x punya coefficient, right? The number before x. So the number before x is 3. So you just take 360 bahagi 3. So the period is 120. Okay. So that's all. So that's it. All right. Okay. Let me explain more to you. So A is the amplitude. Let's talk about B. So B is actually what? The number of cycle in 360. Right? Number of cycle in 360. So imagine if your B is 2. It means you have to draw 2 course graph in 360. Okay. So what if your B is 3? It means you have to draw 3 course graph in 360. That's what it means. Okay. And also, if your B is 3, then what would be your period? 120 lah. Because if you want to draw 3 cycle in 360, then one cycle have to end at 360 divide 3, which is 120 lah. But imagine if your B is 2, then it means you have to draw 2 cycle in 360. It means your period will be 180. Because if you want to draw 2 cycle in 360, one cycle, the horizontal length of one cycle should only will be 180 lah. The period will be 180 because 360 divide 2. Okay, makes sense, huh? All right, I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain here. So let's continue. B, they say diagram 7 shows a graph of y equals a cos bx plus 3. So they never give you the a and b, yeah. Okay, so they already draw for me. Now they says determine value of A, B, and the maximum value from the graph. Okay, maximum value I don't need to find already. I just tengok paling atas 5 lah. So this is very easy, eh? Okay, what about the A and B? Okay, I told you already. A stands for amplitude. I explained it just now for you, huh? So what would be the amplitude? I hope none of you go and tell me 5, or some of you tell me 1. No, 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 wrong. Eh? The amplitude you have to amplitude is actually the distance from the center line. Okay, from the center line to the paling atas, to the maximum value, or you can also take center line to minimum value, because this distance and this distance same. Okay, so the answer is actually 3. Sorry, 2. Yeah, the answer is actually 2. Okay, let me show you the working. So for soalan B, I'll write here. So if you want to find A, the amplitude, you have to find the distance between center line and the maximum value. So the center line will be 5 plus 1 divide 2, which is 3. Okay. Why you take 5 plus 1 divide 2? Because you want to know the center, the middle. So when you want to take 5 plus 1, the middle is 3 lah. Okay. Because when you take 5 plus 1, 6 divide 2, 3. Okay. So what is the distance here to here? You tell me. 2 unit. Here also 2 unit. So the amplitude is 2. Okay, but let me explain using another way. So if you watch my previous videos, the way I teach to find amplitude is actually there is a formula, and not many people know this formula. Okay, it's maximum value minus minimum value divided 2. Okay, yeah, I got mentioned this in my previous video also. Okay, but I don't remember which state specifically, but I said this before. Okay, so maximum minus minimum divided 2. So maximum is 5 minus minimum 1 divided 2. You will get 2 also. All right, so that's why the amplitude is 2 lah. Okay, so if you ask me, I prefer doing it like this. Okay, when I have the maximum and minimum value, I will find the amplitude using this method. Okay, okay, I already find the A. Next I want to find B. Okay, I told you already what the B represents. B represents number of cycle in 360, right? But this one, you can already see they draw one full cycle, one full course graph. But if you look at the angle here, is 180. That means the period is 180. So if the period is 180, it means what is the B? The B must be 2 lah. The B must be 2. You understand, right? Because the period is 180. It means the horizontal length of one cycle is 180. Okay. So what would be the number of cycle in 360? The answer is 2. Why? Because 180 times 2 is 360. Okay. Yeah, that's why. Okay. Okay, so sudah siap? Sudah cari A? Okay, and also they want to find maximum value. Okay, tulis for them lah. So maximum value equals 5. So this is the final answer. Okay, everything I write here already. Okay, so 3 marks for this. No problem. Okay, let's continue. Solan C, complete the table in answer space and sketch the graph 3 sine 2x plus 2 for 0 until 180. So they want me to draw until 180 only. Okay, this one no need to take out already. This one I already do it just now. Right? Okay, so what they want now? Complete table and sketch graph. But they only draw until 180. So let's go. Alright. They give us table here. So I think I have to write down the equation lah. So 3 sine 2x plus 2. So y equals 3 sine 2x plus 2. And I think the x later you have to sub with all these values to get the y coordinate. Okay, so let's sub with 0 first. So what is 2 times 0? 0. Sine 0, 0. So 0 times 3, 0. So 0 plus 2, 2. Okay. Okay, next one you sub with 45. Okay. 45 times 2, 90. Sine 90 is 1. 1 times 3, 3. 3 plus 2, 5. Okay, done. Hey, you can use your calculator to help you. Just press your calculator. Okay, the next one is 90. 90 times 2, 180. Sine 180, if you press calculator, you get 0. 0 times 3, 0. 0 plus 2, 2. Okay, that's all. Next one, you sub with 135. Okay, what is 135 times 2? You can use calculator. So just press 135 times 2, 270. And what is sine 270? -1. -1 times 3, -3 plus 2, -1. Okay, just use your calculator to help you. Okay, last one, you have to sub 180. 180 times 2 is 360. And if you tekan sine 360, you get what? 0, 0. And then 0 times 3, 0, 0 plus 2, 2. Okay, I think I'm done with all the points. Now I can plot all the points and sketch lah. Hey, but before I sketch, I want to discuss to you how how to say? Like I want to tell you how it would look like roughly first. Like roughly how it would look like. So this is a sine graph. So definitely the shape of the sine graph is like this. It's like a wave. But if it's sine 2x, you have to make sure there's 2 cycle in 360 degree. So it should be like this. 2 cycle 360. It means the period will be 180. Okay, it means 1 cycle finish at 180. Okay, and then automatic this is 90, this is 270. Okay, this one I just testing only, like just testing because I need to know the rough idea how it looks like. Okay, the 3 here means the amplitude. So this is 3, the maximum value 3, -3 is 0. Okay, but +2 means what? The whole graph have to shift up 2 unit, have to move up 2 unit. But the way I teach is I just go here and then take all these numbers +2, +2, +2. So you get 3 plus 2, 5, 0 plus 2, 2, -2, -1. Okay, and once you do that, you will realize that your x-axis is no longer here already, because this is not 0 anymore, it becomes 2 already. So where is your new x-axis? It will be 2 bawah here. Okay, bawah here. Okay, tapi dia tak ada bawah sampai macam ni, tak ada, because this one is -1, so 0 must be up a bit, so it's like a bit like this lah. So this is how it roughly looks like, right? Why is it important to know how the shape looks like first? Because even if you get all the points correct later, if you don't know how to join, if you don't know the shape, if you don't know like how to join the points, salah juga, right? That is why it's important for me to tell you, like to tell you how it roughly looks like first. Now only you start to plot the points, right? Okay, so they already mentioned I want to draw until 180 only, right? 0 until 180. So later the extra part here I will get erased. Okay. Okay, so now I will draw the real one. So we need to label 90 and 180. Okay. But if you look at the table, they got there's 1 point for x45. So okay lah, let's do one for 45, and another one is 135. 135 is 90, 180, middle here. Okay. Okay, what about the y coordinate? We have 2, 5, -1. Okay, so I can go like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here I just go -1, right? And then here I just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the first point is 0, 2. So 0, 2. This is the first point. Next one, 45, 5. So 45, 5. Okay, so let me draw like a line like this. So 45, 5 must be here lah. Next one, 92. So 92, okay. So make sure it's same level. So 92, this one, 92. Next one is 135, -1. So -1, here's -1. So 135, -1, so this is the point. Okay, last point is 182, so 182 is here. Okay, I think I'm done with all the points. Now it's time to join, huh? But how to join? If you don't simply join, don't simply join like that. You have to follow the shape. So the shape have to look like this, like a sine graph. Eh? So it's like a wave shape. So like this, and then move down, and then like this. Okay. Okay. So this is how it should look like. Okay. Don't forget to write the equation. Y equals 3 sine 2x plus 2. Okay. So you can see that this looks exactly like what I did here, right? So the reason why the x-axis is like this, is because of the plus 2. Because when the whole graph move up 2 unit, the x-axis will move down, okay? And if you look at this line right here, this is actually the old x-axis. The original x-axis is actually here. But why the new x-axis will be down here is because the whole graph move up. That's why the x-axis is down here, okay? All right. So that's how you do it. Okay, I think that's all right. 4 marks. Okay, done. Sudah siap. Okay, let's move on. Number 15. Okay, this is confirmed. It's a transformation question. Okay, let's read. Diagram 8 shows two hexagon, PQRSTU, ABCDEF drawn on the Cartesian plane. Let's check. PQRSTU, okay, this one, the big one. And then ABCDEF is another hexagon. Okay, this one, the small one. Okay, so nothing important to label. Let's read down here. A, it says ABCDEF is image of PQRSTU under combined transformation MN. Okay, remember when you do transformation question, kalau dia bagi tahu siapa objek, siapa image, you should terus label. Okay, terus label. So siapa image siapa? A, B, C, D, E, F is the image of PQRSTU. So A, B, C, D, E, F, this is the final image. And then PQRSTU, this is the first object. Okay, but they say under two transformation MN. And if they say MN means you have to do N first, then only you do M, right? It's like that. If they say MN means buat N dulu baru buat M. Okay, I recommend you I recommend you to draw the arrow and you write down who's like the object, who's the image like that, right? So the first object, what's the object? PQRSTU, this is the first object. So this is the one I have to write first, PQRSTU, because this is the first object. And this is the final image. So this one you have to write paling belakang. Like right over here lah. The last thing you write is this. So A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, but why I put two arrow is because got two transformation. Okay, M, N. So it's N followed by M. Okay. Don't terbalik. If you terbalik later wrong. So it has to be N first. The first arrow is N. Okay, but the middle one is missing, right? The middle one is missing. Okay. So I think the middle one, I have to draw myself. Yeah, I have to think myself and draw myself this middle shape, right? Because if I don't do that, then I cannot describe the transformation N and transformation M, right? Okay, I can tulis siap-siap dulu. Transformation N is okay, and then later I write. Okay, later I'll write. Okay, and then the next one is transformation M. Okay, transformation M is, and then later after I sudah tahu, then baru saya start tulis, right? Okay, let's talk about all four transformation that you learn. First, you learn about translation, translasi, and then reflection, which is pantolan, and then rotation, putaran, and then the last one is enlargement, pembesaran. Okay, out of these four transformation, only one transformation will change the size of the object. Enlargement sahaja yang akan tukar dia punya size. Translation, reflection, rotation will not affect the size. It will not affect the area ataupun the size. So kalau you tengok ini object, ini image, you tengok dia punya size sama, you punya size. Sama ke tak sama? Tak sama, right? Tak sama. You can obviously see the object is like sangat besar punya and image getting smaller. So confirm later, one of these is enlargement. Confirm one of this. Tapi persoalannya you nak jadikan N enlargement or M enlargement. You want to make the first transformation N make that the enlargement, or you want to make M the enlargement. Okay, the way I teach my student is I will always recommend you make the second one the enlargement. It will be easier, trust me. Okay, so I repeat one more time. If the soalan involve enlargement, try to always make the second one enlargement. It will be much more easier. Actually, you want to do the first one enlargement can also. Can also, can also. Betul one, you'll get the answer. It's just that I recommend you to make the second transformation, make that the enlargement. Kalau you punya object image size tak sama. So transformation M is confirm enlargement, right? But you cannot just write like this. For enlargement, you have to write the center of the enlargement and the scale factor, then baru you dapat full mark, right? So I think I cannot find out my center and scale factor now because I don't have the middle shape here. So I need to think about what I need to do before I enlarge. So I already know M later will enlarge. I will do pembesaran enlargement, right? But before I enlarge, I have to do something first, right? Something. So what I have to do? So if you look at your object now, this is your object, right? And this is your final image. So what you can do before enlarge? You can try to make the orientation same like this first. Do you understand what is orientation? Orientation means like dia punya position dia lah. So you can see that this one it's like this, the orientation, right? But this one is okay. You can see this. Can you see this? It's like it's going like this, right? But this one is going like this. So the orientation is not the same. So how can we make sure that both also pointing like this? So what we can do, I think we can reflect. Yeah, because when we reflect, then this thing will it will be like uh okay, but we have to reflect using which line? That's a problem also, right? Okay, if I reflect using the y-axis, is it good idea to reflect using y-axis? Okay, if I reflect using y-axis, then later this point will be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, so it will be here, right? But then this point will be very far already. It's like half, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be 1, no, half, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, half. Okay, it's not enough space. It's not enough space, right? If you reflect using y-axis, it's not enough space. And I don't think the orang yang buat soalan ni dia takkan apa? I don't think they will. I mean, I think they won't. I mean, the schema won't use the y-axis to reflect, right? Because it's not enough space. So I think I don't reflect this. Maybe I reflect using this line. Is it good idea if I reflect this? One, two, one. I think it's good lah. Because if you reflect using this, this point will end up at point E. It means later your center of enlargement will be point E if you do that. Okay? Okay, let me show you. Let me show you. So let me show you what I mean by that. I will use red color. Red color. Okay, let me draw the line first. So red color line. So I'll reflect using this line, right? Yeah, this is the best line to reflect. Let me tell you why. Because this line is x equals 1. And when you reflect, this point T becomes point E. All right, and then point U becomes what? Okay, half, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 and then 5, 6. So it's 6.5. So when you reflect, it'll be 6.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. So it's here, right? Okay, and then what about this point S? 1, 2, and then 1, 2. So this is the point S after reflect. Point R, half and 1. So okay, half and then 1, 2, 3. So it's like 3.5 lah. So here also 1, 2, 3.5. So it's like here. Okay. Okay. Sudah siap, sudah siap, sudah siap, sudah siap. Okay, point Q. Half and then 1, 2, 3. So 3.5. 1, 2, 3.5. So here. Okay, last one. Half and then 1, 2, and then another half. So it's like three in total lah. Because half and half tambah is 1 already. So 3 kotak. And then 4, 5, 6. So 6 kotak in total here. And then when you reflect, it'll be 6 also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here. Eh? 1, 2, 3. Wait. Half and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, sorry. This point Q sudah buat. And then from point P to the line is actually half and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's actually 6.5. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. So it should be here. This one is wrong. Okay, this one is wrong. Okay. Okay, now let's join all the red color dots. Join, 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 join. Okay, as you can see, the red color one is this one. Yeah, the red color is like no, it's not like that. It's like this and then like this, right? Okay, so the red color one is this red color one is actually this middle one, right? Okay, so now I can write down my transformation n already. So it's actually reflection, right? And why I choose to reflect using this line again, I want to mention is because the point T when after you reflect, you end up with point E, and later this will be your center of enlargement. That's why it's like very easy to write if you reflect using this line. Okay. Okay, so what is transformation n? The first one will be reflection, right? So I'll just write reflection. And don't just write like this, you have to write the line. So on line, so you are reflecting using this line, so you have to describe fully x equals 1. Okay. Hey, remember, for describe, you should always write down full. You cannot just write reflection. Kalau reflection, you kena tulis line dia. Kalau translation, you have to write down berapa kotak like this. Kalau rotation, you have to write down how many degree, clockwise or anti-clockwise, and the center, right? And then kalau enlargement, you have to write down scale factor and center, right? So these are things you have to write if you want to get full mark. Okay, for enlargement, you have to write at center where, right? So transformation M is enlargement at center. Okay, what's the enlargement center? It will be this point right here. Okay. Okay, the way to find enlargement center is you have to draw lines. Okay, but you have to join all the corresponding point lah. So for example, point A. Point A, the corresponding point is this point. Because this point is after enlarge. Okay, point A is after enlarge. So if you join, it will look like this. And then the other one is this point. Okay, this point after enlarge is point F. So when you join the corresponding point, it will be like this, right? Okay, next line. Let's say I want point this point, this point. So this point after enlarge is point B. So join point B like this, right? And just join all the corresponding point, and you realize all the lines they intersect at one point, and that is the center of enlargement. That's how you find center of enlargement. So what is your center enlargement? Point E. Okay, but I recommend you write the coordinate and you write point E also. So you write like this at center E and you write the coordinate. So -1, -1. Okay, like that. Okay. So after you write that, you have to write scale factor. So you just write with scale factor. Okay, berapa faktor skala dia? Scale factor. So the scale factor formula is you have to take the length of image divide length of object. It has to be length, cannot take area one. If area, you have to square root area of image divide square root area of object. Okay, but that one for different case lah. So this one just take the length. So you just take any length here. So if I am you, I'll just take this length and this length. But it has to be corresponding side. Okay, take two sides, two corresponding sides. So let's count here, got how many unit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 unit here. But after enlarge, 1, 2, 3, 4 unit only. Right? So the formula will be 4 divide 6. Okay, some student they will do wrong. They will take 6 divide 4. Hey, salah. Salah. It has to be length of image divide length of object. Your image is this one. Okay, so it should be 4 divide 6. Okay, 4 divide 6. So the answer is 2/3. Okay. Oh, if you and also your image is actually getting smaller. Right? Yeah, your final image is actually getting smaller. So you jangan ingat enlargement mesti pembesaran, mesti jadi besar. Tak ada. Jadi kecil pun we call it enlargement, right? But for enlargement yang image jadi kecil, your scale factor will be less than 1. That's why your scale factor for this is 2/3. Yeah, because the image is getting smaller. When if your K is smaller than 1 means your image getting smaller. Okay? Like that, right? That's why you cannot take 6 divide 4 lah. If you do 6 divide 4, then it's wrong already. Then it's like reverse already. Then it's wrong already. Okay? So I think I'm done with the part A. This is how I would write the answer. Okay, if you want to do enlargement first, then only reflect. Boleh juga. Boleh juga. You can also do enlargement, then baru buat reflection. Okay? Okay, but it would be easier if you if you jadikan the second one enlargement. Okay, trust me, it will be much more easy. Okay, I'm done with this. Sudah siap? That's the answer, right? Okay, sekarang saya nak buat soalan B pula. So soalan B dia kata given that the area of hexagon ABCDEF is 20, calculate the area of hexagon PQRSTU. Okay, they really like to ask area in transformation. So when you nampak area, when you see this word area comes out in transformation, you have to immediately write down this formula. Area of image equals to k square times area of object. Okay. Okay, in this case, who's the image? In this case, who's the image? Okay, you can refer here. Remember, I put this arrow, right? And also I already labeled I already at the image, right? So A, B, C, D, E, F is the image, right? And A, B, C, D, E, F, they already said the area of A, B, C, D, E, F is 20. So 20 is the area of image. And then they want to find area of PQRSTU. Okay, let's go and find where's PQRSTU. PQRSTU is this one, right? And I already labeled here, this is the object, right? That is why I write at the first, right first at, okay, like before the arrow I write here. Because this is the starting object. So how to find the area of object? PQRSTU. Okay, you already have the K just now. K is 2/3. So you just put in 2/3 here, but this one I have to square, right? So how to find? I will press 2/3 square first. So if you press this in your calculator, you get 4/9. And then times area of object. And now you can find the area of object. You just pindah saja lah. 20. Okay, divide 9 when you move here become times 9. And then times 4 pindah jadi divide 4. Okay. So now you just have to press all this. And then after you press all this, you'll get answer. Okay, what is 20 times 9? 180. Divide 4. 45 lah. So the answer area of object is 45. Okay, what they ask area of hexagon PQRSTU in unit square. So the answer is 45 unit square. Okay. The unit just follow the whatever unit they write here lah. If here they write cm square, then here will be cm square. But if this one unit square, automatic it will come out in unit square also. Okay. Okay, sudah siap. Oh, there's one more question C here. Okay, let's read. Tentukan sama ada bentuk pada raja 9 merupakan satu tesselasi. Justifikasikan. Determine whether the shape is a tessellation. Justify. Okay, let's talk about tessellation. The definition first. Let's talk about the meaning first. So what is tessellation? Tessellation is actually a pattern. Okay, it's a pattern of recurring shape. Recurring means repeating, berulang, repeating. So a pattern of recurring shape, with no empty spaces in between, with no empty space in between, and no overlap, and no overlapping. Okay. So what is tessellation? It's a pattern of repeating shapes, recurring shapes, without any empty space, without leaving any empty space. It means it's like a pattern of recurring shape, but there cannot be any empty space in between, and also they cannot have overlapping. In bahasa Melayu, dia tak boleh ada ruang kosong. Dia tak boleh ada ruang kosong, and dia tak boleh ada bertindih. Overlapping means bertindih. Okay, bertindih. Okay, so how, let's look at this. Is this a tessellation? Okay, you can see that there's a lot of shape that is like repeating, right? And they are joined together, and it forms a nice pattern, right? But actually it's not a tessellation because there is one shape that does not repeat, which is this middle shape. Can you see this middle shape? It doesn't repeat. So if there is a shape that doesn't repeat, then it's not a tessellation, right? So I have to write no. Determine whether the shape is tessellation. So I have to write not tessellation. Not tessellation. And the reason, okay, I will show you how I write. Okay, let me write how to spell tessellation. So double L ATION. So not tessellation. And then I will put it here, and I will write because there is a non-recurring shape. Okay, non-recurring shape. And what is recurring? Recurring means berulang. So there is a non-recurring shape. Ada satu shape yang tak berulang, which is the shape in the middle, right? Which is the shape in the middle. Okay. So yeah, this is how I would write it. So sudah siap lah. So it's not tessellation. Okay. Okay. Sudah siap. Okay, now we are at bahagian C. Okay, bahagian C, dia suruh jawab satu soalan saja, but they will give you two soalan. 16 and 17, two soalan, you only choose one. And one question is worth 15 marks, right? Okay, but I will do all both questions. In this video, I will do both questions, right? Okay, so number 16. Danish and his uncle Akimi, age 18 and 35. So Danish punya age is 18, Akimi age is 35. Participate in the autumn tour of Tokyo, Japan from October 29 to November 7, 2024. So they give us the date here. Maybe this is important. I don't know. Maybe it will be important later on. That's why now I underline first. Okay, but let's read the whole thing first, lah. Right? So A, it says what? The accommodation cost P and transformation cost T depends on the number of days of the trip H and the number of tourists N. Okay, so far I still cannot detect whether what chapter is this. I still don't know yet what chapter. So let's just keep reading first. The accommodation cost is directly oh, okay, I know which chapter already. Directly ma, directly, direct, direct, langsung. So when you see this word langsung, direct, which chapter? Variation, variation. So now I know what formula to use, what steps to apply already. Because for variation question, you will always write down the variation, right? So if they already tell you siapa direct, you can straight away write already. So accommodation cost, they use P to represent. So P directly proportional. So P varies directly to the number of days. Okay, number of days, just now they say use what? Number of days, they use H to represent. So varies directly as H, right? Of the trip and the number of tourists. Okay, and then it stops here. So it means accommodation cost, which is P, directly proportional to the number of days H, and the number of tourists. Number of tourists they use N. So it means P varies directly as H and N like this. This is how we write the variation. Okay, and then what else they say? While the transportation cost, okay, transportation cost, just now they mentioned use T to represent. So I will write the other variation atas here lah. Okay. So this one is transportation cost. And then what's the transportation cost? Inversely proportional to the number of tourists and directly proportional to number of days of the trip. So the transportation cost, the other varies inversely with something and directly at something. So I will draw a line like this. Yang inversely I have to tulis bawah lah. So siapa yang inversely? Number of tourists. Number of tourists they use N, right? So write N. Don't write the wrong alphabet. If you write T, then gone already. Like the whole thing wrong already. Okay. Make sure you really read carefully what all the unknown represents. So N is for number of tourists. And then directly proportional to number of days. Number of days, it says here they use H. So directly so H right atas. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm done already. So this is the two variation I have now. Next one, it says what? It is given that the accommodation and transportation cost for 4 tourists 5 days 425. Okay, I think these are all information that I can sub inside later to find T. Find T pula. Find K. Find K. Because when you do variation, you will always change this symbol to equals and then put a constant. And usually we use K, right? And after we do that, we will find K, but we have to sub all the rest of the unknown inside. Like sub the information inside to find K, right? So I think this information 4, 5, 400, ini semua information untuk cari K. So I should write down carefully what is 4, what is 5, what is 4. Okay, 4 is tourists. So tourists, they use what? They use what unknown to represent tourists. Number of tourists is N. So N is 4, right? Okay, so next one is 5 days. Days, number of days is H. So H is 5. And then 400 is the accommodation cost. So that's the P 400. And then next one is 25. So Q is 25. Okay. T is 25. Why I write Q? Okay, it's T. Okay, this step is very important. Yeah, it's very, very important. If you don't write like this, it's very easy to get confused later. And then you sub the wrong value, or you terbalik masuk, you terbalik ganti masuk, then wrong already. Okay, soalan number 1, they say express the transportation cost in terms of H and N. Okay, I don't think I will look at this. Saya rasa saya tak akan tengok sini. Sebab dia mau cari transportation cost in terms of H and N. Transportation cost, they use T to represent. So I think I'll only focus on this variation. So how to get transportation cost in terms of H and N? It means you want to jadikan T single and you want your answer to be in terms of H and N. But the T kena single lah. So how to do that? You start from here, but convert this to equals, and then the K terus tulis atas macam ni. Okay. Okay, why the K I write atas like this is because when you change this to equal, you have to letak constant K macam ni. But the K will darab atas saja. That is why I straight away write atas. Okay, now the next job, your job now is to find K. And do you agree if I want to find K, I need to have T, I need to have hash, I need to have N. Tiga-tiga ni kena ada. Tiga-tiga pun kena ada. Satu tak ada pun tak boleh. Sebab kalau you tak ada one of these, then how you want to find K? You kena ada tiga-tiga. Full lah. All three you need to have. So do you have T, H and N? The answer is yes. T is 25, H is 5, N is 4. But when you sub, be careful. Don't sub in the wrong place. So the 25, you don't suka hati go and masuk wherever you want. It has to masuk here. And then the H5, it has to be up here. Okay, if you put down, then gone already. And then N is the down one, so down is 4, I guess, right? Okay, now you can find your K. So your K will be equals to, okay, this 4 you pindah become times 4, right? 25 times 4, and then this 5 is times, when you move over, become divide. So now you can press calculator, 25 times 4 divide 5 is 20. Okay, so now after you get your K20, you can sub back inside and rewrite the whole equation. And then that's the answer already. So the answer is T equals 20 H over N. And guess what? This is the answer. Because the soalan asks you to express T in terms of H and N. So this is the answer lah. Nothing else. That's it lah. Maksudnya yang ni useless lah. This one is useless. Okay? Like we don't use it, right? We don't care about that. Okay? So ini cara dia. Okay, let's do number 2 pula. So number 2, I will just do the working here later. Okay, number 2 dia kata apa? Determine the transformation cost means cari T lah. So T, nak cari T question mark. For Danish and Akimi throughout the autumn tour of Tokyo. So if you want to find T, you need to have H and N, right? Because your T formula is what? What is the formula to find T transportation cost? It's 20 times with the number of days divide with the number of tourists. Yeah, N is number of tourists, right? So if I want to find the cost, then I need these two things, right? So can you tell me what is the number of H is number of days, right? So did they mention number of days here? Okay, here they never mention it, but actually they mentioned it in at first just now. Do you remember they mentioned about October 29 to November 7? Okay, because Danish and Akimi, right? Cerita pasal. So I just have to count how many days from October 29 to November 7, right? So you can count using your finger, right? So October 29, October 30, October 31, November 1, November 2, November 3, November 4, November 5, November 6, November 7. So if you count using your fingers, you will get 10. Okay, you will get 10. Okay, use your fingers. October 29 is the first day, ma. And then October 30 is second, ma. And then October 31 is the third. And then November 1 is the fourth day. And then November 2 is the fifth day. And then November 3rd is the sixth day. November 4 is the seventh day. November 5 is the eighth day. November 6 is the ninth day. And then November 7 is the 10th day. That's why it's 10. Just use your fingers. Just count it. Okay, and then you have to divide with N, which is the N is number of tourists. I think it's 2 lah, because it's Danish and Akimi. Him and his uncle, right? So it's like two of them. So that's that now you get your RM already lah. If you tekan this, you will get in RM. So you get 100. Have to write RM because this is transportation cost. Okay, so that is the answer. All right, sudah siap. Okay, B, table 2 shows the estimated expenses, anggaran perbelanjaan. So yeah, I think they miss something here. It should be estimated expenses perbelanjaan of Danish and Akimi's daily expenses during their stay. So these are the expenses: accommodation, food, transportation, entrance ticket, souvenir. Okay. So what it says here, the travel agency chosen by them offers a 30% discount on the cost of accommodation from the 7th day onwards. Okay lah, let's try to find the price after discount for accommodation. So 400 minus with the discount. The discount is 30%, so 30 over 100 times 400. Okay, but after you tekan this, you have to take 400 minus to get the price after discount. So let's just buat sekarang. 0.3 times 400 and then 400 minus answer. Okay, I get 280. But you have to be careful here. This 280 is the price after discount, but you only get the discount from the 7th day onwards. Okay, but do you remember how many days they go? They go for 10 days, right? 10 days, right? So only the 7th day onwards, the 7th day, 8th day, 9th day, 10th day, then only the price is 280. Okay, it means the first 6 days is 400 lah. The first 6 days. So what is question one says? Calculate the payment for the cost of their stay. It means we are only focused on the accommodation saja. Accommodation means the hotel punya expenses lah, the stay punya. So what is the payment for the cost? Okay, so cost of stay. Alright, so I will just write here. Uh, I'll just write 400. Okay, 400 times 6. Okay, times 6. And why I times 6 is because for the first 6 days, the daily expenses for accommodation is 400. Okay, this one is for daily one, 1 day, 1 day, one. They already write here, for satu hari, right? So that's why 1 day 400, second day 400, third day 400 until the 6th day, right? But starting from the 7th day, okay, hari yang ketujuh got discount, 280, right? And then the 8th day also like this, the 9th day also like this, the 10th day also like this. So you times 4, right? Why? Because starting from 7th day until the 10th day. So from T7, T8, T9, T10. So day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10, these 4 days, the accommodation got discount from 7th day onwards. That's why it's 280 times 4. And then just plus and then you get the answer. Okay? Okay, let's press let's see what we get. 4 times 280. Okay, I plus already. My calculator give me 3520. And write RM lah, because this one is payment for stay. Payment for accommodation. Okay, sudah siap. Now I want to scroll down and do B. I mean the question 2. Okay, calculate the total cost of expenses, total expenses in yen that both of them need to provide to cover the entire expenses during their stay in Tokyo at the exchange rate of RM1 is 33 yen. Okay, don't convert to yen first. Let's find out the total expenses in RM first. So let's write here total, excuse me, total expenses, right? Okay, for accommodation is 3520, right? 3520, plus with, okay, this will be the rest of the expenses we have to include also because we are finding the total for entire expenses. So it'll be 300 plus 200 plus 100 plus 140. But wait, this is for 1 day only. All this is for 1 day only, right? So you have to times 10 actually. Okay, all this add together and then times 10. The 3520 no need to times 10 because the 3520 is already for 10 days. Okay, faham kan? The 3520 is already the accommodation for 10 days. But the 300, 200, 100, 140, this one all for 1 day only. That's why you have to uh, tambah semua and then times 10. Okay, let's tekan this. 3520 plus. Okay, I will tekan yang tambah ni dulu. So 300 plus 200, 500 plus 100 plus 140. Okay, I get 740, but I have to times 10. Have to times 10. So you get 7,400. And now you have to plus with 3520. Okay, my calculator give me 10920. But this is not the answer. Yeah, it's not the answer. Because this is the total expenses for 10 days in RM. Total expenses in RM for 10 days. But in RM, but they want in yen. They want to calculate total cost in yen. And they give you the exchange rate here. RM1 is 33 yen. So how to convert this to yen? I have to take 10920. Okay, RM1 is 33 yen. So if RM 10920 convert to yen, you times 33 lah. Okay. So if you tekan this, then baru you dapat jawapan. So let me use my calculator and press now. Okay, my calculator give me 360,360. So that is the answer. So today's 360,360 and the unit becomes yen already, right? So I'll just write yen here. Okay. Or you can also use this like this symbol. Okay, like this and then 360, 360. Okay. Meaning is it means that it's 360,360 yen lah. Okay. Okay. I think that's all. So I'm done. Sudah siap. Okay, now let's continue. Soalan C. Okay, soalan C. Let's read the question. They said a low-cost airline has been holding promotion throughout the months of October and November 2024. Okay, the total price of one economy class plane ticket from Sultan Mahmud Airport to Kuala Lumpur International Airport, and 2 plane tickets to Tokyo International Airport is 716. Okay, I need to know which chapter. Okay, so when they give me this kind of information, I cannot do much. If I don't know what chapter is the question, I cannot do much. So let's not worry about the information first. Let's read the whole thing, because my mission now is to know which chapter first. So this one, for now, just leave it first. The difference in the price of plane ticket to Tokyo between price of plane ticket to KL is 271. Okay, leave it first. Calculate the price in RM of a plane ticket from Sultan Mahmud Airport to Kuala Lumpur International Airport. Okay, after reading the whole question, I think I know which chapter is this. It's a simultaneous equation. Yeah, this is under simultaneous equation, persamaan serentak. Okay, and they never say use matrix method or the substitution elimination method. It means you can choose lah. Okay, but before we do simultaneous equation, we need to write down the two equation first. And it's very difficult to write the equation if you don't know what the xy represents. And this question, they never tell you what the x represents, what the y represents. So it's very difficult for you to write the equation. So the way I teach my student is I always tell them, if they never tell you what the xy represents, you have to let x, y, you have to make sure you tahu apa dia represent dulu. Okay? And this is how I teach in my previous YouTube like trial video also. Every time I see simultaneous equation punya soalan, I always say do this first, right? So how I teach you in my previous video, I always say the same thing. You terus tengok the last baris. Don't look at the information. Straight away look at the final answer, the final baris, see what they want you to find, and make that the XY. So terus tengok last baris, apa dia nak cari? Calculate price a plane ticket from Sultan Mahmud Airport to KLIA. Make that the XY, right? Okay, but this one is a plane ticket from Sultan Mahmud to KLIA, right? So your X should be what? Sultan Mahmud to KLIA. So I'll just write plane ticket. Plane ticket. Try to be specific here. Plane ticket from. Okay, I write short form here. SMA, Sultan Mahmud Airport to KLIA. Okay. It means your X will be in RM lah, because it's the price of plane ticket. Okay. Okay, then your Y will also be plane ticket, but it will be for another one, because I remember just now they got mentioned there's another plane ticket. So they said the total price of one economy from Sultan Mahmud Airport to Kuala Lumpur and 2 plane tickets to Tokyo International Airport. So the other Y one, it should be plane ticket to this one lah, Tokyo TIA. Okay, Tokyo International Airport. Okay, so I think the other ticket will be the one that is going to Tokyo International Airport. Okay, now we know what the XY represents. Now it should be easy to write the equation. So let's read again the whole thing, and now let's try to write the equation. So they mentioned the total price of one economy class plane ticket from Sultan Mahmud to KLIA, which is X. Okay, and then they say, and 2 plane tickets to Tokyo is 716. So it means X plus 2Y equals to 716. Because they say the jumlah total plane ticket, one economy from Sultan Mahmud to KLIA and 2 to Tokyo is 716. So it's like 1X plus 2Y equals 716. Next one, the difference in price of means one. One ticket to Tokyo between the price of plane ticket to KL is 271. So they say the difference. Difference means kena ambil besar tolak kecil. So difference, siapa tolak siapa? Okay, siapa minus siapa? They say plane ticket to Tokyo between price to KL. It means you have to take Tokyo punya plane ticket price minus KL punya. So Tokyo is Y, and then minus X equals to, the difference is how much? 271. So minus equals 271 macam ni. Right? And then now they will ask us to calculate the price of plane ticket from Sultan Mahmud to KLIA. It means they want to find X lah. Yeah, it means they want to find X. Okay. So how do we find X? Alright, I will use the substitution or the elimination method. Penggantian or penghapusan. But actually, there's another method, which is the matrix method. Yeah, you can do matrix method also. But for matrix method, you have to susun dulu. X, Y equals number. This one have to arrange X, Y equals number. And then you have to use the bracket thing okay, and then have to do inverse function. Yang tu lah. But I will not do that. I will use the substitution, cara penggantian. Or penghapusan also can. But I will do penggantian. Okay, I will do penggantian. How to do penggantian? you try to make your X single dulu. Hey, actually you do penghapusan also can, right? Yeah, you can do penghapusan. Just hapuskan X lah. Okay. Okay, actually I changed my mind. I want to do elimination method penghapusan. But have to arrange nicely first. X plus 2y equals 716. When you do penghapusan, you have to make sure the arrangement is same. X, y equals number. So the other one also have to arrange. So the negative x I place to do, and then plus y equals 271. Okay, why I suddenly changed my mind to do elimination is because I already realized x and x can hapus already. Okay, because they had already same, the number before x is already same. I know the plus minus not same lah. Okay, but it's okay. If the plus minus not same, then you plus lah. Kalau tanda tak sama, you tambah. Kalau tanda sama, you tolak. Okay. Okay, x and negative x, if you want to hapus jadi kosong, you have to tambah. Okay, cannot minus. If you minus later, it become x minus minus. It become x plus x, become 2x already. So you have to plus. Because plus minus become minus. So now you can hapus potong. And then you left with 2y plus 1y, which is 3y. And then 716 plus 271. You just press calculator lah. And then you get 987. Okay. Okay, divide 3. What is the answer? 329. Okay, but after you find y, you have to sub back inside the equation to find x. So when y equals 329, okay, I will sub into this equation, right? So it becomes x plus 2 bracket, x plus 2y equals 716. And the y is 329 lah. Okay, now let's tekan 2 times 329 and see what we get here. Okay, 2 times 329 is 658. Wait, 658. And then equals to 716. And then this one pindah sana jadi minus. So 716 minus answer. Okay, I got 58. Okay, 58. But what the question wants to find? They only ask you to find price of plane ticket from Sultan Mahmud to KLIA. It means I have to write my final answer. Price of plane ticket from Sultan Mahmud Airport. Okay, it's very long lah, but okay, I'll just write it. Mahmud Airport to Kuala Lumpur, KLIA. Kuala Lumpur International Airport. So the price of plane ticket from Sultan Mahmud Airport to Kuala Lumpur is RM. Okay, berapa? So do you remember this plane ticket from Sultan Mahmud to KLIA? We use X to represent, right? So the answer here is X. It's 58. Okay. 329 bukan jawapan. 329 is the plane ticket to Tokyo International Airport. But the Solan never asked you to find that, right? Okay, but it's okay. You have to show the full working also. If you don't have this, how you supposed to sub inside, right? So you have to show the working also for the 329. It's just that for the last baris, for the final answer, you don't include that because they only ask for x. So you only write the x answer. The y answer, you don't have to write at your final. Don't have to write at the final answer. Okay, so that's your C working. Okay, done. Okay, let's do the. Okay, let's read. An insurance company offers travel insurance to Japan with various premium options based on factors such as age, duration, level of coverage. Table 3 is the premium details offered. So what I have to do now? I have to look at the table and let's see what it says here. Age, okay, 1830, okay, semua age there. Why 1830 two times one? Oh, because the duration tak sama lah. So if duration 1 to 7 days, this is the amount you have to pay. But if it's like more than 7 days, 8 to 14 days, then the amount lagi tinggi lah. And then this one is for the other age. Okay, boleh. No problem. Let's read what it says down here. In English, if the insurance company offers 10% discount on comprehensive coverage premiums for traveler between age 31 and 50, how much premium in RM would Danish and Akimi have to pay if they both choose comprehensive coverage? Okay, we need to know Danish and Akimi how old first. Because if we don't know how old, then we don't know what amount they have to pay, right? And they never tell us how old is Danish and Akimi here, right? Actually, they got tell us, but not in part D. They tell in part A. You remember just now? Let me scroll up. Yeah, they mention it. I even label it, right? So Danish 18, Akimi 35, right? Because Danish is 18, his uncle is older, 35. So Danish 18, Akimi 35. So let's go back here. Danish 18, Akimi 35. So Danish 18, Akimi 35. So let's try to find the total premium if they both choose comprehensive. So comprehensive means I have to tengok sini saja, right? Betul lah. But I have to look at the age, right? Look at the age. So Danish is 18. So Danish kena bayar berapa for the if the oh, they got discount, right? Okay, but the discount is only for orang yang 31 between 31 years old and 50 years old. So Danish will not get the discount because Danish is 18 years old. So Danish punya 18 years old, I will just focus on this one. Okay. He stay for 10 days. So you cannot tengok yang atas ni tak boleh. Because atas this one is for 1 to 7 days. And do you remember this for these two person they stay for 10 days. So 10 days means they have to take yang 8 to 14 and you have to look at the comprehensive coverage 180. So for Danish is RM 180 lah. Okay. But for Akimi, it's different a bit because Akimi is 35 years old. And for orang yang 31 years old, between 31 years old and 50 years old, ada discount 10%. So Akimi punya age is 35, so I kena tengok 35. And he stay for 10 days. So kita kena ambil yang 8 to 14 days. And since he buy comprehensive coverage is 200. So it will be 200. Tapi kena minus dengan discount. Discount 10%, so 10 over 100 times 200 macam ni. Okay. Okay, you tekan all this, but make sure you tekan all the bracket. Semua tu lah. Okay, so my calculator give me 180. Okay, 180. So Akimi punya premium is RM 180. So now what they want to find? How much would Danish and Akimi pay if they both choose comprehensive? So they will each pay 180 lah. So in total, the total premium charge will be 180 plus 180, which is RM 360. So for this Tokyo trip, that is your travel insurance that you have to pay. Okay, that they both have to pay together lah, 360. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, I think I'm at my last question, number 17. So let's finish it. Okay, 17. 70 pupils from the STEM Club SMK Sultan Sulaiman visited UTM. And then the pupils were divided into Group A and Group B with the same number of members. Okay, I think this 70 is the total, right? But then they say divided with the same number of members, Group A, Group B. So Group A got 35, Group B got 35, right? And I'm sure, because 70 divide 2, yeah. And I'm sure this one will be important later. Okay, I don't know when will it be important, but confirm later, mesti at one point you have to, this will be important one. Otherwise, they won't mention it like this. Okay, kalau soalan ada cakap macam ni means mesti ada pentingnya. Okay, mesti ada guna. Okay, next one, they say the activity they involved was mathematics and science quiz competition. Okay lah, ini okay. Alright, so what is A says? Table 4A shows the degree of each vertex XYZ, which represents the position of place visited by group A. Okay, what is degree? Degree means darjah, right? So this word you learn it in Form 4, Chapter 4, Network in Graph Theory. Rangkaian dalam teori graph. And degree is what? Degree is the number of edges connected to that vertex. So if I tell you the degree is 3 means what? It means there is 3 edges connected to vertex X. Okay, that's why the degree of vertex X is 3. So degree is what? Number of edges connected to that vertex. Okay. All right. So they give you the vertex X, Y, Z, and they give you all the degree. So they say in the answer space, draw a graph with multiple edges and loops based on the given information. So we need to make sure later my answer need to have multiple edges and also need to have loops. It means this is not a simple graph lah. Because simple graph tak boleh ada multiple edges loop kan. But this one ada multiple edges, ada loop, so it's not a simple graph. Okay, I will start with X. So the degree is 3. So I need to make sure there is 3 lines ataupun 3 edges have to join to X, right? But how? Okay lah. Let's not do X first lah. Let's do Z first. We start with the one yang paling tinggi, paling apa, the degree paling besar. So let's try with Z first. So the Z degree is 4. It means there should be 4 edges connected to Z. So I can connect one from X like this and connect one from Y, right? And when you do that, the Z now have 2 lines joining already. But in total, it needs to have 4 edges connected to Z. So now already have 2 edges connected to Z. I need 2 more, right? Okay, what you can do is you do a loop. Because when you do a loop, the degree of loop is 2. So it will be total 4 lah. So like the degree of loop is 2 and then 3, 4. Then complete already this one, right? And the soalan memang sudah cakap kena ada loop, right? So now this is how I would do it. Okay. Okay, now let's go to vertex Y. The degree must be 3. But you can see that there is already 1 line joining, 1 line connected to Y. So I need 2 more lines. Okay, sebab nak cukupkan 3 kan. So kalau nak cukupkan 3 degree, you kena buat 2 lagi line lah. So I can draw 1 line from X to Y like this. And when I do that, I still not need 1 more line, right? So I think the only way is to draw multiple edges from Y to X like this. Because when I do that, my Y punya vertex akan jadi 3, right? The degree of Y will be 3. And at the same time, my X degree also becomes 3. You can see the X degree also becomes 3. So it's like perfect already. You sudah siap already. This is the answer already, right? But yang penting is you don't go and draw multiple edges from Y to Z. Because if you do that later, your Z degree change already. Okay, then it's not correct. Okay, so the Z degree sudah 4 already. So you shouldn't join any lines to Z already. So this is actually the answer already. Okay, they want you to draw a graph, but they never said directed or undirected, weighted or unweighted. So this is the answer. Okay, that's all. Right? No need to label anything. Yeah, that's all. It's just a it's just a graph. Okay. Okay, sudah siap. Soalan B. Table 4B shows the frequency of score obtained by group B members in the quiz competition. Right? So these are all the frequency. And then number 1, calculate the value of X 1 mark. Okay, how to find the value of X? So X is actually the frequency, right? So do we have the total? Table 4B shows the frequency of score obtained by group B members. So this one is the group B members. Wait, did they mention the total of group B members? Yes, because 70 people divided into 2 groups, group A, group B. You see, I even write it just now, right? Group B 35, group A 35. So the group B total frequency should be 35. So what is your X answer? 35 minus everything lah. Minus 4, minus 5, minus 8, minus 7. Okay, let's press calculator. My calculator give me 11. So what is the frequency? The X is 11. Okay, sudah siap. Question number 2. For this part of question, use the graph paper provided on page 35. So later got a graph paper. And then what they want me to draw? Using a scale 2 cm to 5 on horizontal, means x-axis horizontal. And then 2 cm to 2 on vertical means y-axis. Draw a histogram. Okay, before you draw histogram, you need to know what information you need to find first. For histogram, you need, on the x-axis, you need the what? You need the boundary. Okay, both the boundary, the lower boundary and the upper boundary. Okay, both lower boundary and upper boundary. And then for the y-axis, you need what? You need frequency. Okay, and if you don't have this, you need to find it first. Kalau tak, you tak dapat lukis you punya histogram. So this is very obvious lah. This is from 5 chapter 8. Measures of dispersion for group data. Sukatan serakan for data yang terkumpul. So sekarang nak lukis histogram, kena ada information boundary dengan frequency. So what I will do now is I have to find out lower boundary and upper boundary. So I have to tambah 2 column here, cari lower boundary and cari upper boundary. Sebab kalau saya tak buat ini step, nanti saya tak boleh lukis saya punya histogram. Okay. Okay, so frequency sudah ada. Okay, tapi lower boundary, upper boundary kena cari. Okay, how to find lower boundary of this class? This one, 35, 39. So you will take the lower limit, 35, plus with the last number, and then divide 2. So 35 plus 34, and then equal, and then answer divide 2. You get 34.5. Right? And then repeat the same process here. 40 plus 39 divide 2, 39.5. This one do the same. 45 plus 44 divide 2, 44.5. Next one, 50 and 49. Dia punya midpoint, 49.5. Okay. Okay, what about this one? This one will be 30, but the last number will be 29 lah. You can imagine it, right? 30, the last number here is 29. So 30, before 30 is 29. So when you plus these two and then divide 2, you get 29.5. Okay. Okay, this one is 34. So let me write nicely. Okay, for the upper boundary, you have to take the upper limit, 34, plus with the next number divide 2. So 34 plus 35 divide 2, 34.5. And then next one, 39 plus 40 divide 2, 39.5. 44 plus 45, 44.5. And then this one is 49 plus 50 divide 2, 49.5. Okay, this one is 54. Okay, but the next number they never give you, but you can imagine it, right? 54, what comes after 54? 55 lah. And then 54 plus 55 equal, and then divide 2. So 54.5. Okay, these are all the information I need later to letak dekat x-axis, because the x-axis would be for the boundary. Okay. Alright, let me tell you something. Sebenarnya you boleh guna midpoint untuk lukis histogram. Actually, you can use midpoint to draw your histogram also. But if you use midpoint, then the way you label is different already. You will label exactly in the middle of the bar. Okay, of this bar. Okay, but if you're using boundary like me, then you will not write here. You will write at the kaki. Right at the kaki of the histogram. Okay, but usually for my own student I never teach my own student to draw using midpoint. I always said use boundary. It's better to use boundary. It's much more recommended to use boundary. Okay, now I have everything I need. Now I can go to my graph paper. But let's look at the scale first. So can you tell me, they say 2 cm to what? 5 on the x-axis, right? But I hope you don't go and do like that. 5, 10, 15. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. For this chapter, don't do that. As like for this chapter, the measures of dispersion. Okay, don't do that. For like OGIF, histogram, frequency polygon, don't follow the scale. You should follow the first lower boundary. Because you already know histogram, you need to use boundary on the x-axis. So you should look at the first class linear lower boundary, 29.5, and then only you plus 5. Then only you go 34.5, 39.5, and you have to write all these numbers here. Actually, you have to include all the lower boundary and upper boundary, right? But you can see that this number and this number repeat. And then this and this repeat, this and this repeat. Okay? So the way to do it is like this. You write all these numbers and then include this one. Right? Just write like this. Okay? Write all these numbers that I circle. Because when you do that, you already include all the numbers here. So it will be 29.5 and keeps going until 54.5 like this. Okay? Okay, what about the y-axis? They say 2 cm to 2. Yang ni boleh ikut 2, 4, 6, 8 until the highest 12 lah. Because the highest frequency is 11. So you just naik sampai 12 is enough. Okay, so now let's draw the axis 0, 29.5, 2. Okay, so let's make this by 0 and then here's 29.5. And then plus 5, 34.5, plus 5, 39.5, plus 5, 40.5, plus 5, 40. Wait, I have to plus 5, right? So it should be 39.5, 34.5, 39.5. 34. Oh, this one has silap already. So plus 5 is 44.5 here. And then plus 5, 49.5. Plus 5, 54.5. And this is enough. Okay. Yeah, until 54.5. Okay. Okay, next one is y-axis 2 cm to 2 but until 11 only. So you go until 12. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, done. Okay, for the y-axis, we use frequency. So we write frequency. Okay, for the x-axis, we use boundary, but don't write boundary. Even though we use boundary, we cannot write boundary. We have to read the question and see what the data represents. So this data is data for marks. So you cannot write boundary. Instead, you have to write marks. Okay, if not enough space here, you want to write down here, can also. Okay, and if got unit, you should put the unit. Okay, but for marks, other unit, so no need lah. Okay, now just join the axis and then join the axis here. Okay, now you can start drawing your histogram. So when you draw histogram, you should look at your lower boundary, your upper boundary, and your frequency. So it should be like this, like this, like this. So the first bar will be 29.5, 34.5, 4. So let's go to 29.5, 34.5, and the bar is at 4. So 29.5 is here, 34, and the 9 sampai 4. So this is the first bar. Okay. Okay, second bar. The second bar is 34.5, 39.55. Okay. So make sure you look at the boundary also. Don't just look at the frequencies aja. Sometimes you will make careless mistake one. So tengok the lower boundary, upper boundary, and tengok the frequency also. Don't just tengok ini saja, tengok semua lower boundary, upper boundary. So 34.5, 39.5, 5. 34.5, 39.5, 5. Right? So 5. 5 is like 4 and 6 middle. So it's here, right? Yeah, 5 mah. Okay, so 4, 6 exactly middle here. Okay, next one. 39.5, 44.5, 11. 39.5, 44.5, 11. So this is 39.5 until 44.5, but 11. So it's like 10, 12, middle is here, right? So is this 11? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, correct. Yep. Okay, next one. 44.5 until 49.5, 8. So the next bar, 44.5, 45, 8, 8. So 8 should be here, right? Okay, so something like this. So use ruler lah. During exam, you need to use ruler, draw nicely. Okay, done. Last one. Last one, 49.5, 54.5, 7. So the last one, 49.5, 7, 7, 7, 7. So this one is 6, this one is 8, middle is 7 lah. So this is 7. And then just join and then draw until down here. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, the way I teach my student is after done drawing this graph, I always teach my student, I say, you have to check for two things. First is the title, and then the second thing is you have to check whether you got modify your x-axis, right? So you can see, let's write the tajuk first. So this is called histogram. So you have to write the title, histogram, and then underline. Okay, another thing to check, I always tell my student, check whether you got modify your x-axis or not. What does it mean by modify? It means you check whether here to here and here to here, you check whether the difference is same or not. So if you check here, the difference is +5. Actually, everything here is +5, right? But if you look at this part right here, is +29.5. So the difference here and the difference here is not same, right? It means that this axis has been modified. It means there's something wrong here. The scale is like you modify the scale already. So if you got modify the scale, you have to do a symbol. You have to make you have to apa buat satu symbol. So I will show you the symbol now. You have to do a symbol like this, like this, like this, like this, right? So what this means? This means that your axis has been modified, right? You will only do this symbol when your axis has been modified. Kalau tak ada, tak payah letak symbol ni, right? Okay, I know some teachers they don't even teach this thing. Dia tak, saya tahu banyak cikgu yang tak ajar kena buat benda ni kan. But I always teach my student kena letak lah, because you want to be safe. If you want to be safe, just put it lah. Alright, so this is how I would do it. Okay, sudah siap kan? Question 2, 4 marks. Draw a histogram. Okay, done. Yep, sudah siap. Okay, let's move on. Soalan C pula. So soalan C apa dia kata? So they says here, table 4C shows the number of questions answered by group A and group B in a quiz. So what is this number of question? So group A answer 12 maths question, 14 science. Group B 10 maths, 18 science. Okay. Number 1, solving by using matrix method is not allowed. This one I teach so many times already in my all my previous video. If you got watch, you already know what I will tell you. Okay. It's like getting boring for me already. So if they mention this solution by matrix method not allowed, it means what? It means this is simultaneous lah. This one very famous lah. I see this so many times already, right? So when you see this, it means this is a simultaneous equation soalan. Okay? But why they mention solution by using matrix method not allowed? Because there's another method to do this question, which is the substitution or elimination method. Penggantian or penghapusan. So they already said matrix is not allowed. So later don't use matrix. Use the penggantian or penghapusan cara. Okay, but first we need to write down our two equation first, right? And I'm sure they will tell me the two equation in this paragraph. So my job now is to read this paragraph and try to write down the two equation. Okay, in the quiz competition, the total number of mathematics question and science question was 15 and 20. Okay, for now, you don't write, you ignore the information first, because for this kind of question, you need to know what your xy represents. If you don't know what your xy represents, it's very difficult for you to write down your equation. Okay, for simultaneous punya soalan, always make sure you tahu dulu what xy represents. So this one leave it first. For each math question answered correctly, you will get X marks, while the science question will get Y marks. Okay, they got tell you what the XY represents, right? Is the marks. So what I'll do now is I will write, okay, X is marks for math question. So I'll just write maths, okay, and then science, and math they use X to represent, Y they use science, okay, science they use Y to represent, and the XY is actually the marks. So I will put a tajuk here and write marks, okay, okay, marks, so the XY represents markah, bukan number of question, bukan number of question, is marks, okay. So next one, it says what, the total score for mathematics question and 2 science question is 7 marks. So ini cerita pasal mark kan. Tapi dia kata total score of a mathematics question means one mathematics question. So for one mathematics question means X lah dia punya markah. Okay, because satu math question you dapat X markah. But the 2 science question total is 7 marks. So kena tambah dengan 2Y lah. Because one science question is worth Y marks. So if 2 science question, it will be 2 times Y. And then equals to 7, right? But wait, is this correct? Yeah, it's correct. It's correct. Okay, next one. The total score of the quiz competition is 85. Calculate the value of X and Y. Okay, find X and Y. And then total score is 85. So for the 85, is the total score. Total score. Okay, total score. So how? Total score is 85. It means total for everything, right? Total for everything. So if it's total for everything means I have to, okay, they got mentioned here, right? Total number of mathematics question was 15. So 15 is actually the number of mathematics question, right? So if you got 15 questions, then the total marks will be 15x lah. And if you got 20 science question, then the total mark will be 20y. Because this y is for question for 1 mark. I mean, like this y is marker for 1 question. Okay. But if you got 20 question, then it will be 20 times y. So this will be the total score, right? So the total score will be 15x plus 20y equals to 85. So I think this 85 is the total score for like the whole competition. Okay, but the 7 is only for 1 mathematics question and 2 science question. But the 85 is for the whole quiz competition. That's why you consider like every single question, right? Hey, then what about this? This 12, 14, 18. Is this useless? I think it's useless. Yeah. I think it's useless for, yeah, I don't think we need this. Maybe we need it for the next question. I don't know. Okay, tapi tak apa lah. We finish this first. So they want to find X and Y. So how to do? Okay, you can use the substitution or elimination method. But cannot use matrix method. They already said not allowed. Tak boleh. Matrix memang tak boleh. So I will use substitution lah. So how to do substitution method? Call this equation 1, call this equation 2, and you can start with any equation you want and then try to jadikan X single or Y single, right? So let's say I start from equation 1 lah. Actually, it's easier if you start from equation 1 and then you find X. Okay, it will be easy if you do it like that. Because if you do like that, there will be no fraction. 7 minus 2y and then you call this equation 3, right? Kalau nak jadikan Y single pun boleh. Tapi kalau you jadikan Y single, later ada fraction. So I don't like it, right? So the best way is to do like that. X equals 7 minus 2y and then you substitute, ganti 3 into 2. Okay. Oh, by the way, for those that want to do elimination method penghapusan, can also, go ahead. Yeah, can also. Up to you. Boleh juga. Kalau nak buat penghapusan, you boleh ambil ini darab 10 lah. Because 2 times 10 is 20 mah. Tapi semua kena darab 10. And after you take all this darab 10, then you take the due equation minus with this equation. Right? Kalau you want to do like that lah. Kalau you nak buat penghapusan, can also. You will get the same answer. Okay. Okay, but the method I'm doing now is called substitution. Cara penggantian. So, ganti 3 dalam 2. So, now my equation 2 becomes 15 bracket plus 20y equals 85. Because the x already replaced with, already ganti dengan 7 minus 2y. Okay, now we have to expand. 15 times 7, 105. And then 15 times negative 2, negative 30y plus 20y equals 85. Negative 30 plus, y dengan y boleh buat. So negative 30 plus 20 is negative 10y. Okay, number dengan number boleh buat, tapi kena pindah dulu move over there first. So 85 minus 105 is negative 20. So y will be positive 2. Because negative 20 divided negative 10. So it's positive 2. Okay, but it's not over. I still need to find x. So I will sub inside into equation 3. So I write here when y equals 2, my x will be 7 minus 2y. 2 bracket, so 2 like that. So it'll be 7 minus 4 lah. 2 times 2, 4. So you get 3. So the final answer, sudah dapat x equals 3, comma y equals 2. So the soalan asked for x and y, right? That's the answer lah. Sudah siap. Okay. Okay. Let's continue. Question 2. Okay, I think it's related. The question 2 is related to to this table. Okay, tak apa, let's read first. One of the people in group B says that they will win the quiz competition by using the answer in 17C1. This is the answer. Do you agree with the statement? Justify your answer. So, do you agree that group B will win? So, do you agree with group B will win? So, I think we have to look at the table. So, group B, okay, what is this table? This table shows the number of questions answered by group A and group B. So, I think this is the number of questions the group A and group B answer correctly. So, do you agree that group B will win? Okay, I think I have to calculate the marker for group A and group B lah, and see which one. Then only I will know which one have more points, right? So for group A, 12 mathematics, 14 science questions. So how many marker he will get? Okay, the formula to calculate total marks is this, right? 15. No, wait. How to find the marks? Oh, the marks. Okay, the X is, remember X is marks for one mathematics question, right? So it means this 3 means what? X equals 3 means soalan for mathematics, satu soalan mathematics is 3 marks. Okay, one math question is 3 marks. So if you answer 12 correctly, then the total marks earned will be 12 times 3. Okay, so for group A, the total mark will be 12 times 3 plus with 14 science question they answer correctly, but one science question is worth 2 marks. So if you answer 14 correctly, 14 times 2, and then add together lah. Okay, let's press this. 36 plus 28, 64 marks. Okay, for group A. Okay, let's calculate for group B. Group B, they answer 10 mathematics correctly, but one mathematics is 3 marks, so 10 times 3, total marks, plus with 18 times 2. Okay, all right, what's the answer here? 66, right? So, do you agree that group B will win? They ask here, right? They ask by using answer, do you agree with the statement that the group B will win the quiz? So the answer is yes, because group B has higher points, 66, right? So I'll just write yes, agree. Do you agree? Yes, agree. Okay, agree. Justify your answer. Okay, why? So group B will win. Group B will win because group B has more points. Okay? Because group B has, okay, more points or more marks or more score. Calculate value of x and y. X is, okay, I should write marks, right? But if you write score also can lah, score. So group B has higher score ataupun higher total marks. Okay, higher total marks. And you can even write down in bracket, right? 66 bigger than 64, right? So that's why group B will win. Okay. All right. So this is how I would write it. Okay. If I'm the one doing it, this is how I will write the final answer. Okay. I think that's all right. So yep, I finished the whole paper. All right. If you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next video. Okay. Bye bye.